Today, the experienced Brees awaits another high noon challenge. A Michigan quarterback aims to prove his reputation against the Big Ten's best. A week ago against Wisconsin, the ballyhoo Drew Henson sent Brees a message. I'll meet you at the OK Corral. October in college football means conference activity. And here in the Big Ten, West Lafayette, Indiana, the Purdue Boilermakers host the Michigan Wolverines. The standings tell you the story, how important this game is, especially for Purdue. Folks who don't make it to the Rose Bowl with 2 conference losses. Good afternoon and welcome, everybody. I'm Brent Musburger. Nice to have you along with us. You know, the football folks here at Purdue are scratching their heads, not about the passing and the tackling, but about kicking the football. 6 botched punts in the last 3 weeks have cost them 2 wins by a total of 4 points. No one is more frustrated than star quarterback Drew Brees.
Guys were putting all their focus into offense and defense, and it was almost as if special teams was maybe kind of a time to rest. And it's definitely not a time to rest. That's almost the time where you should be at your best is on special teams, because you see so many games are determined by what goes on in the kicking game.
Now we welcome in my partner Gary Danielson, and a one-time quarterback star here at Purdue. And what's wrong with the old alma mater's kicking game?
You know, Brent, a lot of people look at football and say it's the little things that matter in games. Well, Purdue is proving there are no little things in football game. It's like building a dam. If there's a weak spot somewhere, water will eventually flow there and bust the dam for Purdue. It's been the kicking game, the punt game, to be specific, and you wonder where it's going to break loose next.
Look, Gary, we've got a lot of stories to talk about, but it's a big day in college football. And to get you started, let's send you to New York. Terry Gannon and Terry Bowden.
All right, Brent, thank you very much. Welcome, everyone, to Times Square Stadium here in New York and to Burger King College football today. Terry Gannon in for John Saunders, who is on the injured list. John will be back next week. Terry Bowden alongside in his usual seat. The matchup, Michigan-Purdue. Hard to lay the blame at the feet of Drew Brees for the 2 losses so far.
You're exactly right. But for the miscues in the punting game, Purdue would be undefeated and tied for the lead in the Big Ten, and Drew Brees would still be the leading candidate for the Heisman Trophy.
But this is a very telling day for Drew Brees and for the Boilermakers, because he has yet to beat the Big 4 in the Big Ten. Michigan, Ohio State, Wisconsin, and Penn State 0-7, and the numbers not what he'd want them against those Big 4. So trying to beat Michigan for the first time. First of a doubleheader at 3:30 Eastern. Some of you will see another Big 10 matchup. Number 7, Ohio State, taking on the Wisconsin Badgers. 4 out in the Big 12. Number 1, Nebraska, meeting Iowa State in Ames, are out of the ACC. 2 unbeaten clubs going head-to-head. NC State and Clemson on the West Coast. Arizona meeting the USC Trojans. But first, the battle of the Drews. Drew Henson has led them to comebacks twice already. He'd like to start well today against the Boilermakers. That's right after this message and a word from our ABC stations.
Travis. We're here for a dishwasher.
Big on taste but low on cash? Check out the new 99-cent BK Cravers menu at Burger King. Serious food at an incredible price, like the Slammin' Bullseye Barbecue Deluxe or some tasty mozzarella sticks. Just 99 cents every day at Burger King, where you can have great taste for under $1.
Now this is the fierce snake, the most venomous snake in the world. One bite from him and it's all over. Yo! Oh, no worries, mate. Luckily, we've had the anti-venom sent from America by FedEx. In my line of work, if you're not absolutely sure, you're absolutely dead. Oh, crikey. It appears we've used a different courier who hasn't arrived yet. It's okay because...
Dear Mom, I've lost control. The boys have taken me hostage. Help. Now.
Mail Station. Email without the PC. By Citco. The PGA Tour's fall finish heads to Virginia as some of golf's best battle for the Michelob Championship at Kingsmill. Tomorrow at 4, 1 Pacific on ABC.
This weekend, it's the sale of the century. Leather jackets, $39. Levi's, $14. Tommy Polo Calvin Klein shirts, 2 for $20. Nike Reebok Air Adidas Sport shoes from $19. Hoover vacuums, $29. Best prices on Hoover Steam Vacs, Eureka, Dirt Devil, Phantom and Oric vacuum. 900 megahertz cordless phones, $15. Answer machines and caller IDs, $5. Even free digital phones. Thousands of bargains. Friday noon to 10, Saturday 10 to 9, Sunday 11 to 6. Indiana State Fairground.
Now, Bill Esther Chevrolet has a better way that's absolutely zero. Absolutely zero is in 0% financing. That's no interest for 5 years. Or get zero money down from Indiana's biggest Chevy dealer. And that's not all. Want 0 payments until next year? You've got it. Plus, we'll throw in free gas for the rest of this year. 0 interest, 0 money down, 0 payments, and 0 gas bills for 90 days. Only from Bill Esther Chevrolet.
As a sponsor of the 2001 World Police and Fire Games, your local Coca-Cola bottling company encourages you to volunteer. Be a part of welcoming public safety from 60 countries as they come to Indianapolis next summer. Coca-Cola, enjoy.
A neighborhood power plant protest Monday after Judge Judy.
Senior quarterback Drew Brees moving to the middle of the field for the coin toss here before the start of the game. And, Gary, this is some quarterback duel between Brees and Drew Henson.
You know, Brent, in the business world, there's a term when you're looking at a stock, bet the jockey. Well, in this game, we got 2 great jockeys, and they're really great football players. Drew Brees, so much was thought about him this year coming into this season, had a great career. So many expectations. Even a Heisman was mentioned around here. They are struggling. Drew Brees needs to get this team going to beat Michigan. Now, Drew Henson, he's the equal. He's a phenom. Been recruited here over 3.5 years ago. 2 great comeback victories. As we watch Purdue come out right here, Drew Henson is a phenom.
Absolutely. How about the weather today, folks? We'll take a look at what our 2 coaches are wearing. Joe Teller on the left of Purdue, Lloyd Carr of Michigan. They have broken out the fall sweatshirts. The kickoff is next.
What would happen if an SUV were raised by a family of sports cars?
Zoom, zoom, zoom. Zoom, zoom, zoom. Yeah, zoom, 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 zoom. Zoom, zoom, zoom. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Introducing the 200 horsepower Mazda Tribute. The SUV with the soul of a sports car.
Coming up next, the Dr. Pepper halftime show.
You made the world taste better, yeah. You make me feel good. You make the world better. You made the world better.
I can bust anything, buddy. Leave.
Buddy wins. Excellent.
Lee Dungarees.
In the world we were born into, being smart doesn't necessarily make you a financial success. Neither does being pretty, neither does being talented. There are brilliant failures, and there are successful zeros. Having money isn't a matter of good or bad. Having money is a matter of putting your money in a better place. Morgan Stanley Dean Witter. Move your money. Get well connected.
Purdue
Jack Arode with the Wolverine head coach Lloyd Carr. And Lloyd, last night was not a sleep-easy night at the hotel. The fire alarm kept going off from 11 p.m. to 3 a.m.
Well, we finally got it shut off about 3 o'clock in the morning, and I was up trying to find out what was going on. But, Jackie, we can never ask for a more beautiful day. A great crowd, two very good football teams. Should be a fun day.
What about the field? A dramatic difference from your home field. It looks like a fast track.
Well, it does. I complimented Joe. Last time we were down here, this Colada let that grass grow about 6 inches, so it's in great shape.
You can use a putter today, Brent.
All right, Jack. Joe Tiller, who has done a remarkable job of turning the Purdue program around in his short tenure after moving here from Wyoming. So Michigan will receive first. Purdue electing to defer after winning the coin toss. And the ball is on the tee for Travis Dorsch, number 30. The young man from Bozeman, Montana. Justin Fargas and Walter Cross back deep for the Wolverines. There's Justin, who will see some work in the defensive backfield today. And he'll begin the day coming out for the end zone. 15, smashed down just short of the 20-yard line. And Drew Hinson, who has had two remarkable fourth quarters in the last 2 weeks for Michigan against Illinois and the Badgers a week ago. 6 of 11 for 143 yards and 2 touchdowns, including the dramatic game winner to David Terrell against the Badgers last weekend. So Hinson and the Wolverines pour onto the field for their first play. Anthony Thomas, number 32, is a good bet to be involved in some manner. He'll carry it behind Askew, the fullback, and Thomas motors for a first down as we take a look at our Chili's starting lineup. An outstanding offensive line. Jeff Backus over there on the left side at tackle. 42 consecutive starts for Jeff, who's right next to Steve Hutchinson. And Terrell, with that catch a week ago, now he's caught a touchdown pass in 6 straight games. That includes the Orange Bowl win over Alabama. Askew leads the way for the A train, and let me tell you, Askew is a very dangerous receiver when they slide him out into the pass pattern. On a 1st and 10 for the Wolverines, Hinson's quick drop, and he pops into Marquise Walker's hands. Walker coming off a career day, a 5-yard gain against this Boilermaker defense. Matt Mitrone, number 98, is their best defensive lineman. 7 tackles for a loss already this year. The linebackers will be under enormous pressure here this afternoon because Landon Johnson is nicked, and we're not sure how much, if any, he will be able to play today. And the small fella is Clofton, nicknamed the Munchkin, at 5'7", number 23, against the bigger Michigan receiver. On 2nd down, Seymour is motion, and there's a flag prior to the snap.
Prior to the snap, dead ball, false start, offense. 5-yard penalty, still 2nd down.
Jimmy Lapatina is our referee here today.
Brent, already twice in this game, Michigan has gone 2 tight ends and run right at the smallest cornerback in this game. I think they're going to try to take advantage and run right at the speed of Purdue and see if they can muscle up. A year ago, Michigan ran for 171 yards in this football game.
And Gary, with that penalty, moves it back, and it will be 2nd down and 10 now. Play action, roll right, tight end Seymour, wide open, 1st down, and out to the 48-yard line. And Gary Seymour was rolling wide open that time.
A little bit of the bootleg action that Michigan made famous in their run for the national championship with Brian Greasy. Action going this way, hold there, coming out. Here comes Henson on the move, and then once he gets it to his tight end, Seymour turns upfield, gets a little bit of a shoe duster tackle from Turner. There, a little shoe duster, nothing but air right there, and that got the 1st down.
That allowed him to make a gain of 18 yards on that pass play. Terrell is off to Henson's right on this 1st down near midfield for the Wolverines, their opening drive of the game. Another short drop. Marquise Walker, they're playing off. So he's made his second reception, and he crosses midfield for a gain of 3.
And you can
Clopton makes the stop.
And there's the game plan being exploited already by Michigan, trying to get the ball to the big Michigan receivers against the smallish corners for Purdue. Clopton, as you mentioned, goes about 5'7", although he held him 2 or 3 yards right there.
He was asked if he likes that nickname, the Munchkin, and he says, don't care as long as you play me. So Askew, the lone running back. Henson, sideline. Marquise Walker reaches up and grabs it at the 35. A slick catch as he appeared to be falling, and still he makes a 14-yard gain.
Last week, Michigan, I think, looked at themselves, threw the ball on first down 10 straight times. In this game, I think you look at Drew Brees, figure he's going to put some points on the board, and say, let's try to throw the ball early in this football game.
First down and 10. Now the draw play with the A-train. And he could not break the tackle by Adele. So Aiken Adele makes the stop. That was a nice play by number 13 there, Gary.
Coming up from the outside of the linebacker, you got to make those plays. Gilbert Gardner, a true freshman, one of 2 true freshmen playing for Purdue in this football game, starting this game because of the injury.
Here's 2nd and 8. So far, this is a very crisp-looking Michigan drive on this opening series. And there's the flanker screen, and Walker's 3rd catch of the game right across the 30-yard line to the 28.
Take a look at the Michigan offense in this game with the Dell Game Solutions. You have to exploit your size and mismatches if you're Michigan. You got a big offensive line. You have tall receivers against smallish corners. Go right at them. And if you're Purdue, you have to use your speed in this football game. Come at them from the edge and disrupt that passing game with those linebackers, safeties, and quick defensive ends.
This is 3rd and 3. They offset the eye. They send Terrell in motion. Play fake. And Henson to keep it. Dives for the first down. Good football instinct, what the young man possesses.
Brent, last week you mentioned that Henson, for a baseball player, doesn't slide much. But, you know, I think with that injured foot, he's trying to go head first. There you see, Drew Henson, Baseball Player of the Year. And I don't know if we still have Derek Jeter's number, do you? Randy, I think he got traded. I think he's got Junior's phone number now.
If he's got Derek's, he can congratulate the Yankees on that big win over the A's last night at the stadium. First down and 10, and here comes Thomas. Bangs for about 6 yards. Crosses into the red zone. So far, it has been this Michigan offense out-muscling Purdue's defense. That veteran offensive line, except for that one penalty against them, they have been just picture perfect. Henson's had time. He has put Walker into the game. He still always has the dangerous David Terrell. He's completed his first 5 passes for 45 yards, most of them on short drops. The A-train behind Askew. First down, and he powers his way to the 7.
Here it is. They're running the Wisconsin offense, Brent, right now, and taking it right to this quick but smaller Purdue defense. There it is. Tight end's going to come right up. Here comes another tight end right to the outside. Power football by Michigan coming outside. Everybody get someone. Just head up and run. Stick and run. That's good blocking by that offensive line. This was the fear that Brock Spack had coming into this game.
Helps to have this turf here in Purdue. He had trouble making that cut last week in Ann Arbor. And this time he cannot get away from the defense as he tries to take it back up to the middle. And Gardner right there, bringing him down inside the 10-yard line. The Wolverines.
If you look at Anthony Thomas's big games, they've all been on the road. I think he's more comfortable running on a faster track. He has good games on the turf, and he has good game here. It looks like he's running very well on this quicker surface.
Bellamy will be slotted to the left. Now you come in motion, and that should help Terrell on the right side, but he's looking to Walker. Got him, touchdown! Marquise Walker on a quick slant after they motioned in the other direction.
Well, this is the offense that Michigan fans were wondering where it's at. A balanced, run hard, be physical, and use your wide receivers. Look at this, playing this far off to the outside, just a quick slant. This was pitch and catch, a great read, and a perfect throw right low into the numbers.
Jeff Delverne handling the PATs and the shorter of the field goals. Hayden Epstein will be the punter. And so the scoreboard blinks for the first time, and it's on Michigan's side. Hinson, 6 of 6. Vince touchdown to Marquise Walker.
Your turn.
It's okay. Oh, my baby back, baby back. Chili's baby back ribs. Chili's baby back ribs. Barbecue sauce.
What would happen if an SUV were raised by a family of sports cars?
Zoom, zoom, zoom. Zoom, zoom, zoom. Yeah, zoom, 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 zoom. Zoom, zoom, zoom. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Introducing the 200 horsepower Mazda Tribute. The SUV with the soul of a sports car.
What do I want the internet to be? I want it to be like Frank here. He really knows customers. Package Frank, put him together with the internet. Now you've got something. Puts a whole new face on customer interaction. No matter how a customer gets a hold of us, they get the full Frank treatment. We know their business like the back of Frank's hand. We get them what they need, when they need it. You know, I just want doing e-business with us to be more human.
Today, Nortel Networks is combining the power of the new high-performance internet with the tools your business needs to deliver stronger, more Frank-like e-business solutions.
And of course, Frank's got to be available. Good night, Frank. Whenever customers need him.
Come together right now over me.
Davison slots, back to throw. Culpepper downfield, wants to go to Moss. He's got it. Shakes the tackle. He's inside the 20 at the 15.
Michigan's on the board. Marquise Walker, 5 catches for 34 yards and a touchdown. And last week, a career day against Wisconsin. So already 12 receptions in his last 5, actually 4 1/3 quarters, with Drew Hinson at the controls, and he becomes more dangerous because of David Terrell. Every defensive coordinator, of course, has to be very concerned about him. Now Epstein, with that longer leg, handles the kickoff duties, and Terrell lets it drop. It's a free ball. Fumble out of bounds, though. Purdue football. Purdue ball at the 12-yard line. Not excellent field position for Drew Brees, who this season already has passed for better than 1,600 yards, 10 touchdowns, and 3 rushing TDs. Dangerous on the quarterback draw, or that one replay that you've seen all season where he rolls over and then dives toward the flag. So Eric Wilson will be in the starting lineup today. The Wolverines said he would play, but they didn't tell us that he was going to play from the very beginning. Shotgun look, inside handoff low, and the Wolverines smack him at the 15. Now, Purdue's first drives this season. Let's go back and compare them in 98 and 99. where they misfired. But look at this year through 5 games, Gary, they haven't done a thing.
Yeah, that has been a big concern. Both Drew Brees, Jim Chaney, and Joe Tiller said we must get off fast, and they just watched Drew Henson run it down the field. It's even more important.
Second down and 7, and Wilson makes his presence felt right away. He's credited with that tackle on low on first down. Toss play now, and here's Sutherland lined up in the backfield, and Michigan's great speed ready for it. James Whitley runs him down. Let's take a look at our Chili's lineup for Purdue. The offensive line, a veteran group, 121 career starts amongst that group right there. Ton of wide receivers in this all-out Tiller attack. Sutherland lined up at tailback. Already Lowe has carried the ball once.
Michigan comes in with their dime package. Brandon Williams and Charles Drake have come into the football game.
Third down and 6. Shotgun, middle, tight ends, got the first down. So Timmy Stratton makes the first down for Purdue. We're going to get an update from Terry Gannon back in New York. Terry, nice to have you with us today.
Brent, good to be here. The 95th meeting, Brent, between Texas and Oklahoma in the Cotton Bowl. First drive for the Sooners. Josh Heupel took him down the field and then 29 yards to Andre Woolfolk, the point after, and the Sooners on top early, 7-0 in the Cotton Bowl. Brent?
All right, Terry, it looks like a little hostile weather down there, too, when we were watching that Heupel score. Well, the Boilermakers have their first down on an opening drive of the season. That's hard to believe. Short drop, Brees comes back middle. Sutherland's got it, and quickly they put together first downs out to the Purdue 41-yard line. Larry Foote drops back to make the tackle, and we check in on that defense with Eric Wilson already on the field and making his presence felt. Linebackers will come and go depending on the situation. Larry Foote made that tackle, and of course in that defensive backfield, Williams, LeSueur, Fargas, and now Drake also in on the dime package. Howard with an interception in the end zone against Brooks Bollinger of Wisconsin, and also on the final play of the game. So he had 2 picks last week, and now Drew Brees with a first down at the Boilermakers 41. Play fake by time. Got a wide open man, and he can't hang on. Keith Dawson. I'll tell you, the Boilermaker receivers, they have dropped a lot of passes on Drew Brees.
Last year in this game, 13 dropped passes and a loss at Michigan. It was a rainy day, but, you know, Brent, to have 13 dropped passes and complete 20, that means you're pretty accurate throwing the football, and that's what Drew Brees does best, is throw the ball and hit what he's aiming at.
Now it is second down and 10. Ball on the 41-yard line of the Boilermakers. Motion with Donald Winston coming through the formation. And play fake to Lowe on the inside handoff. Winston smacked short of midfield. Let's go back and pick up on that point you made, Gary, about drop passes. Let's show everybody what happened last year.
Yeah, this was a nightmare for Purdue. They came in the first time Joe Tiller had faced Michigan in his career, went into the big house, and I think there was a little stage fright by this Purdue team when they went into surroundings they weren't comfortable in.
So now Joe Tiller trying to keep this opening drive going here against the Wolverines. They're down a touchdown already. Third down for Brees. Got his first down. John Standiford out of bounds at the 43-yard line.
That's the Stork coming at it, just a first down throw. And actually the Stork this time, if he wasn't careful coming out and making a first down catch, took his eye off this pass. He kind of looks away. See his head turn? That's how you drop passes. He caught that one, but that's a bad habit that'll come back and cost you later.
Pitch and catch, pitch and catch. Down the field comes Tiller's offense. First and 10. Swings to the left, gonna throw against the grain, deflected, grabbed on the deflection, and a penalty flag flies at the 33-yard line after the ricochet was caught by Tim Stratton. may have been that he was out of bounds and then came back to make this reception. It was over on the side where that flag was thrown, and now the back judge will bring everybody away from the sideline.
I think what they're discussing is because the ball was tipped, does that allow him to come back? There's the big tight end, Stratton, all Big Ten tight end. Oh, yeah, he steps out. That should not be complete. He was out of bounds before he jumped. It should be an incomplete pass.
They are now discussing it, and of course they do not have the advantage of what we just saw, how easy it would be for these officials right now to make the call if they could see what Gary was looking at.
How expensive it would be to see.
Purdue hoping for a break.
Let me help him. Incomplete.
This is your alma mater. Easy, big fella.
Flag on the play. On his own, can come back in and catch the ball after the ball has hit a defender. Play stands as ruled.
So there you have it. Even if he goes out on his own and it's deflected by a defender, it can be a completed pass. So Lapatina explains it to you as to why they made that ruling down on the field.
Jim Delaney will get another phone call from Lloyd Carr on that one. You can't jump when you're out of bounds.
Second down and 1. Inside handoff, nothing doing as the Wolverines eat the play up. College football on ABC Sports brought to you by Ford F-Series. The best-selling trucks are built Ford tough. Dell, providing the infrastructure to power your e-business. National Car Rental. So what are you waiting for? Let's go. And Budweiser, with the crisp, clean, refreshing taste you'll find in no other beer. So Gary and Brent in their first disagreement of the day.
Oh, you
I say out of bounds is out of bounds, whether it jumps off the line or not.
Oh, no, you can't be out of bounds and jump first.
He stopped.
I'm going to win another one, folks.
I think that what Lapatina said, if it's deflected by the defensive team, it's legal to come back in bounds, which is what he did.
He didn't.
He didn't come back in bounds.
No, let's go to something else. I'm 1-0. I know I'm 1-0. Cell game solutions for Purdue in this game. They must get better in first down. 4 yards or more. They were awful against Penn State that last week. And as Brent said before, pitch and catch. Make it easy. Short, controlled ball passes against this Michigan defense. And Michigan needs to manhandle the receivers. Don't try to stop Brees. Stop the receivers.
Here's first down. And the quarterback draw. Brees down at the 30-yard line on first down. Well, we asked Drew Brees about this Michigan defense, and here's what he said.
They do things that seem unsound with the way that they're blitzing guys off receivers, leaving them uncovered, but then zone dogging and dropping people off to, cover that zone after they blitz that guy. Yet they have great athletes, too, and it seems like they're always in the right place.
Second down and 7 for Brees and the Boilermakers. Puck fake. First down on a beautiful play that time with Seth Morales, the receiver.
One of the great things that both of these quarterbacks do is have a feel just to play football. Not necessarily within the offense and reading the offense, which they do well, but both are athletes. Drew Brees, a great tennis player. Drew Henson, a great baseball player. Both have a sense and feel for competition. Some of the things you just can't teach a guy on the blackboard. Henson 6 for 6, Brees 6 for 7. That's pretty good.
Close to the red zone now for the Boilermakers here on their opening drive. There's a penalty flag as Montrell Lowe sprints to the 8-yard line on a slick cutback. A penalty marker thrown by the linesman.
Tackled by Charles Gray.
If Michigan jumped into that neutral zone, Purdue will take the play, and that's what it is. Well, a reminder, folks, Monday Night Football, and it's a dandy. NFC Central, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers really take on the Minnesota Vikings, the unbeaten Vikings up in the Metrodome. Randy Moss. Can anyone stop Moss? Well, if there's a defense out there that can, it'll be Tampa Bay. First down and goal from the 9-yard line for Brees and Purdue on their opening drive. Low, going nowhere because Rumashek was hanging on.
Michigan's defense nicked up. Jake Freisinger hurt. Rumashek has come back in, had a good game last week against Wisconsin, and now they have Eric Wilson, number 92. Rumashek, there's his rump for Rumashek right there. Coming off the block, making the play. And this is a pretty veteran offensive line, as you mentioned, for Purdue. They've been through the wars. They got a 4-year starter and 2 3-year starters on that offensive line.
Now at the 7-yard line.
No help on all 3 receivers out here. He's going to shift the man-man, bring the tight end to help block. Going to throw a man-to-man route.
Slant and deflected away beautifully right at the goal line by Todd Howard, who had those 2 interceptions against Wisconsin last Saturday.
First bad ball that Drew Brees threw in this game. Need to get that down there near the goal line, near the body of the slanting receiver like Henson threw it to Walker a minute ago. That was behind.
Look at how hot these 2 quarterbacks are. Henson perfect in his first drive. Brees 6 of 8 for 58 yards. All he lacks is the touchdown, and he would equal Henson's first drive. Let the shootout begin here. Now on 3rd and goal. Brees waits back in the end zone, and through the receiver's hands, they dropped another one. A.T. Simpson.
And you saw Drew Brees grab his head afterward. Through this ball, Drew Brees did a great job of staying with the route, being comfortable in the pocket, zings it just slightly behind. Come on. That has to be frustrating for a team that's in a must-win situation. Michigan busts in the secondary, and another drop ball for the Boilermakers.
So Travis Dorsch will attempt a field goal of 24 yards. And Purdue is on the board. But instead of the touchdown, they settle for the field goal because another drop pass. I'm out.
Volunteers, we all have regular jobs. We can be coming from anywhere. We get a call, we need to get to the fire right now. Things that are going through our mind are the hazards we might face so that when we get on scene, we're ready to act. We need a truck that can handle anything we throw at it. 4 full-size doors gets us in and out quickly. There's 6 people in the cab, and there's a ton of room for cargo. Great truck.
Big on taste, but low on cash? Try the new 99-cent BK Cravers menu from Burger King. 8 mouth-watering choices at an unbelievable price. Like the delicious flame-broiled Bullseye Barbecue Deluxe Burger. Or cheesy mozzarella sticks. Just 99 cents every day at Burger King, where you can get great-tasting food every day. Got the urge?
E-Business Solutions. Judging from the number of e-businesses going out of business, most haven't solved anything. At Dell, we design our servers, storage, and services to make it easier to get results. They help us generate $15 billion a year in e-commerce alone. Now that's what we call solutions. What about you? To find out more, visit Dell.com. Yep, it's that easy.
Dell E-Business servers use Intel Pentium 3 Xeon processors.
So it is 7-3, and Gary, we talked about the quarterback duel, and we've got one already, except for the Purdue receivers.
And that has to be so troubling. Drew cannot lose his composure now. This team is looking to him for leadership, struggling. 2 losses. They never dreamt they'd have 2 losses at this point in a season. They were thinking Rose Bowl. Now he has to come back to his receivers and say, all right, we'll be okay. Really love the way, though, Michigan is attacking this game. They're not waiting around to score points.
Vargas, who missed last year with that badly broken leg, returned as a running back this year and asked to be switched to the defensive backfield. He's already returned one kickoff. This time he'll be the blocker for Cross. Cross will take a knee, and it'll come out on the 20-yard line, and that's where Drew Hinson will go back to work.
They always do that? Nah, they usually go for 2.
Looking for some Disney magic? National Car Rental knows the best place to go. The 45 Years of Magic celebration at Disneyland Park. And as the official car rental company of Disneyland Resort in California, National gets you on the road and to the park fast. For a family experience you'll never forget. So what are you waiting for? Let's go to the 45 Years of Magic celebration at Disneyland with National Car Rental.
The wonderful world of Disney kicks off with something big. Mighty Big.
Nice monkey.
The network premiere of Mighty Joe Young, ABC Sunday 7/6 Central.
Michigan, unbeaten in the conference, leading at Purdue. The Boilermakers lost to Penn State a week ago. Critical game for their Rose Bowl ambitions. Drew Hinson back on the field. A great all-around leader. Drew up the quarterback, play fake, sprints wide open to the right. He'll take off and pick up about 5 yards. And Gary, I know you had a chance to talk to Drew about baseball, football. He told you about the quarterback intangibles.
You have to be the leader of the offense. Everyone has to believe in you. You have to be vocal at times. You got to be a cheerleader. Sometimes you have to be the only calm guy in the huddle. And poise is probably the biggest thing.
Never met or interviewed a more mature quarterback at the college level, and I've been doing it for 10 years, and I've interviewed Chris Winkle.
That's saying a lot. Second down and 6. Hinson with a handoff to the A-Train, who bangs across the 25-yard line, and Lorzell, one of the defenders. Down we go to Jackaroo.
Well, Brent, I believe you coined the phrase, the A-Train. His teammates call him Train. But don't tell his mother, Helen Gilbert, about the A-Train. She says, not in my house. And there at Hogan, Louisiana, he's A.T. or Ant to his friends. But she says, I always call him Anthony. Now, she didn't say what tone of voice she calls him Anthony, depending on what he's done or not done.
Jack, if she promises me some of that good southern crooked, I'll call him Anthony. Third down. Bellamy in motion. Short drop slant. Marquise Walker, does he feel it today? Yep. That's a first down, and that's his sixth catch of the game.
Went right at the mismatch again.
Let's go to Terry Gannon in New York. Terry, how about those Sooners?
But the Sooners continue to air it out in the Cotton Bowl against Texas. Second drive of the game, Josh Heupel, 20 yards to Matt Anderson. It sets up a 1-yard run by Quentin Griffin, 14-0 Oklahoma. But remember last year, Brent, Oklahoma was up 17-0 over Texas and lost that game. Brent.
Yeah, we won't celebrate the Sooners' triumph just yet. Next week, big game for them against Kansas State, as Sean Phillips makes the stop of Thomas that time. Now Drew Hinson, Gary, he's perfect. 7 of 7 for 58 yards and that touchdown on the first drive.
Very smartly going to what the Michigan people perceive as a mismatch. The size of the Michigan receiver, some of the biggest receivers in college football Michigan has against a smallish corner. Clapton was right there on that last play, but a perfect throw.
And David Terrell has not caught one of the 7 completions yet. In fact, he's off on the sideline right now on second down. He's still perfect as he hits the fullback Askew out to the 42-yard line, and Gilbert Gardner, the Purdue defender. Well, a highly anticipated Gina Davis show premieres Tuesday night. Folks, we don't think she'll be wearing that dress that she wore to the Emmys, but we can hope. Tune in anyway. Tuesday after Dharma and Greg. Yeah, that was some piece of fabric or a lack of fabric or whatever you want. 3rd and 2. Here's the hand, and Thomas. First down, Michigan. No, it was blown dead before that football came out of that scrum. Then Lloyd saying, come on, there was a face mask. You could see his body language over there.
The Michigan offense today looks much more comfortable, and you wonder if the Michigan staffs, after watching Drew throw the ball around a week ago in the second half, said, the guy is just too good not to use.
I'm going to tell you right now that Michigan needs a better field for him because of his plant foot. That's the one that was slipping last week, and that, I think, Gary, affected the passing game. It's also when you got wide receivers like Terrell and Walker, give them a chance to come off their cuts.
He still doesn't plant his foot extremely aggressively. He's still favoring. I'll bet it's not even 70%. I saw him play high school football and saw him play baseball. He runs like a deer. He's not running that way yet. And I think the staff is more comfortable with him running the entire package now.
Clock will start on the whistle.
Final 12 ticks of the clock here in the opening quarter.
Brees is 6 for 9. Henson is 8 for 8, and Brees has had 2 drop balls. Pretty good efficiency from the 2 top quarterbacks in the Big Ten here.
Thomas already has rushed 8 times for 39 yards.
A week ago, Wisconsin's defense held Anthony Thomas to 31 yards in the second half.
So they'll let the time run out here. So the end of the first quarter. Michigan leads Purdue 7-3, but stay tuned, folks. Purdue has had enormous second quarters so far this season. Joe Tiller is just warming up to the task. Time out.
I watch the ripples change the size, but never leave the stream.
In today's net economy, companies are struggling to change, struggling with the complexities of e-business, with making intranets, extranets, and the internet work together across any platform around the world. Well, now it can all work together as one net. With Net Services software from Novell, the power to change.
And then she took it. Boil it first. Never in a million years have I ever done that.
To me, this isn't a hobby or even a sport. It's an obsession. So if I can't get out to this exact spot at this exact time of year, I may as well be bowling.
Get out there in expedition from your Ford Outfitter. Outfitting you with the most far-reaching sport utilities on Earth. Ford Outfitters. No boundaries.
This weekend, it's the sale of the century. Sir Winnebago home theater speakers, $69. Car alarms, $39. Car CD players, $39. CD players, $19. Equalizers and crossovers, $19. Pair of 6x9s, $14. Speakers and subwoofers, $7. 200-watt car MC kickers, $29. Hundreds of amps, speakers, woofers, and CD decks from Sony, JVC, Kenwood, Alpine, Fosgate, and more. To 70% off. Guitars from $19. Even percussion instruments. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, Indiana State Fairgrounds.
A neighborhood power plant protest Monday after Judge Judy.
So Drew Henson, perfect in the first quarter. With a 1st and 10 for the Wolverine 45. Off a pump fake, wants the big man. Terrell breaks incomplete. As the safety rotated over was Ralph Turner, and it was double coverage at the end of that attempt.
Chris Clopton that time, they tried to go slant. Remember, they were hitting the slants in front of him. This time it's slant and out that time. And Chris tries to grab a hold at the end because he knows he's beat. Watch him come back and says, uh-oh, I'm in trouble here. He reaches out his arm and tries to get in there, but the ball was slightly overthrown. Nice call. Nice first down call to take advantage of the way the game's been unfolding.
Now Walter Cross is the running back behind Henson for the Wolverines. Marquise Walker slotted to the left, and here's Cross's first carry. Breaks the tackle, crosses midfield. Powerful run out of bounds at the 34-yard line. Walter Cross.
Joe Odom, the middle linebacker that time, came up, should have made the tackle. Little trap block inside that time, coming inside by Hutchinson. Now watch 51, the middle linebacker, Joe Odom, comes up and Cross runs right through that tackle. That should have been stopped right at the line of scrimmage.
And a 20-yard gain for the backup tailback. Chris Perry apparently not here, right, Gary?
Yeah, Chris Perry is injured this week as a hip pointer against Wisconsin, and Cross comes in, and as you look already, 23 busted yards in the game on missed tackle.
Anthony Thomas returns as the running back, short drop, and here's Terrell. So this, when you have an outstanding receiver being blank, what you do is give him a quick pitch just like Henson did there. Now let's go to New York, and what about Northwestern today, Terry? What are they doing against Indiana?
Brent, our Burger King update takes us to Evanston. Northwestern against Indiana early on. Zach Kustok, 24 yards to Sam Sanins. He gets to the end zone. Just a moment ago, Damian Anderson, a 1-yard run, so it's 14-0 Northwestern early on in the first. Brent.
All right, the Wildcats on a roll. If they keep it going November 4th, it's a huge game against Michigan in Evanston. Second down, here's the toss to Askew, the fullback. Great block by his tight end. First down, Billy Seymour blew the hole open, and Askew came right off his hind side.
Drew Henson has been moving the ball around the field. Look at how nice that is. All around the field. Left, little middle, little right. That's the way that, and he even threw the ball downfield to just give notice to the Purdue defensive backs that we're just not going to throw short on you. That's the way it should unfold. Great mix of play calling so far in this game for Michigan.
Stan Parrish, the offensive coordinator, with the play calls. First down and 10. Here's Thomas, steps in, and then Bart quickly to the 16-yard line. A reminder, coming up next, more good action coming your way here on ABC. At 3:30 Eastern, unbeaten Ohio State goes to Madison to take on Brooks Bollinger and Wisconsin. In another regional action, we've got Nebraska, Iowa State. Good Iowa State team this year. Both North Carolina State, Clemson, very attractive in that one. Arizona, USC out west. You might want to hook up that dish here later this afternoon, because I sure want to see some of that Clemson North Carolina State game along with the Badgers and the Buckeyes. Very big Saturday afternoon here in college football. Play fake Askew. Henson roll. Hit on the release. Got Seymour. Seymour to the 7-yard line. And Henson, showing his courage that time, knew he was going to take a lick, and he did.
He showed courage, that's for sure, but he showed rare ability to readjust his sight and just flick the ball out to his third receiver. Little bootleg that time. You're going to see guys crossing here, but watch Henson just at the last second say, nobody downfield. He wanted to go right here. He was covered, and he just flicks the ball to the outside to his number 2 man. That was beautiful.
Folks, I think we are beginning to see what all the hype about this young man was about. 3 tight ends, Eric Russell in with Seymour and Chappell. And here's Thomas to the 3-yard line. So the power package on the field for the Wolverines. This is only their second drive of the game. They've dominated statistically, and they have kept the clock moving in their favor. They have kept the ball out of Drew Brees' hands, except for once here today, and because of a drop pass, the Boilermakers settled for a field goal. Michigan's having it their way right now. second and goal. Russell is number 40. He's offset from Thomas, who will lead the way, and they couldn't, as Purdue stood tall. Jason Lorzell. He's in on that tackle with a lot of help from his friends down there.
Lorzell is playing for the injured Landon Johnson. Brock Spack, the defensive coordinator for Purdue, talked very highly of Landon Johnson. Lorzell is a returning starter from last year. You see him blitz inside that time, and the Michigan fullback could not get there in time to make the play. Now you look to the size of the Michigan receivers and try to find a mismatch. Get their tight end package in there.
Third down and 4. Askew, perhaps the best of the receivers. Offset at the fullback spot. Hits and rolls. Wants Askew. Got him.
Man, what a throw.
Touchdown. Askew, the fullback. What a great formation that was to throw to the fullback out of. It looked like a power formation, and it looked like he would lead the way for Anthony Thomas, but it was pass all the way.
Tight end goes to the corner. Right here to the corner. Askew out to the flat. Passing 101. Goal line passing. A play that everyone has in their book. But watch how accurate. Right on the number that time. Steve Henson hasn't made the first baseman leave the bag yet.
Del Verne adds the extra point. Folks, what do you think? Drew Henson's wasted his time playing baseball. 80 yards and 15 plays. And ABC Sports presentation returns after this message and a word from our ABC station.
Want to start a family?
Right now?
I just got supplemental insurance.
What's that?
Aflac. Well, if we get sick, our health insurance won't cover things like lost pay or other expenses. This does.
What's it called?
Aflac. I don't know.
Aflac. Without it, no insurance is complete.
So what's on for today?
Boss wants you, me, and Charlie to take the new Silverado and move them bales.
Is that Charlie?
Chevy Silverado has the most powerful V8 of any 4x4 pickup.
Then we gotta water the herd.
300 horses make it more powerful.
If there's any daylight left, we'll take Norm up to see the ladies.
More powerful than Ford and Dodge. That's why it's the truck. Silverado from Chevy.
Well, guess that's enough for today.
I like new things, especially when they get old.
Like keeping things around? Good news. Introducing Valvoline Max Life, the first motor oil formulated for higher mileage engines. Max Life conditions use seals to help prevent leaks and helps keep your high mileage engine performing for a long, long time.
Son, another 100,000 miles and this baby will be yours.
Hey, Shannon, I'll give you 2 shots in this hole. You already had an advantage. You're right. I had one earlier. So are you going to tell me what your advantage is? Sure, it's a right balance of protein and carbs. What is? My advantage. I'm the one who needs an advantage. I know. Very funny. So how can I get an advantage? Have you tried buying it?
Convenient, great-tasting Advantage from EAS. Smart nutrition for active people.
In a season filled with amazing performances, Michelle Kwan reigns supreme. Now the road to gold begins again. The Kerry Lotion Figure Skating Classic tomorrow on ABC.
That man, B.J. Askew, had played tailback since he was 9 years old until he was switched to fullback earlier this season, Brent. He said one of the key decision makers to accepting the position change, Michigan said they'd throw to him now and again.
And indeed, they are throwing to him. What a weapon he is, Jack. As Epstein hangs it high and little Compton. Here comes the Munster. Dancing. Nice return out to the 24-yard line. Folks, our Aflac trivia question is about a Purdue quarterback. The answer is not Bob Greasy. Who was the Purdue quarterback when Nixon was reelected president? Nike was founded out of a trunk in Oregon, and Bobby Fischer became the first American to win the world chess title. The Aflac trivia question. Been an awful lot of good quarterbacks come through this program. Hinson right here. By the time Drew Brees finishes, he will hold every one of their major passing records. Brees on a roll right, fires in another completion. Got a first down for the Boilermakers. And Brees would have scored on his first drive in this game, except, Gary, for dropped passes again, especially the one back in the end zone.
A week ago was passes knocked down by Penn State. Last year was drop passes, and this gets a little scary, and Drew Brees reacts at the end of this one. Oh, no. Oh, my. You can't throw them and catch them. You got to just keep pitching and depend on those guys to grab.
That was Morales who grabbed his second Brees pass of the day. The ball now out to the 37-yard line for Drew and Purdue. Here is the quick pop to Standiford, and the young man finally brought down at the 40-yard line, a gain of about 3 yards. So with Jack Arute and Gary Danielson, I'm Brent Musburger. West Lafayette, Indiana, on a crisp, clear Saturday afternoon, a perfect day for college football. Michigan leading 14-3 because of these two touchdowns. Marquise Walker on a slant, and then Hinson rolls and hits B.J. Askew. And the Wolverines lead it 14-3 with 9:47 to go in the first half. Winston in motion. Here's Montrell Lowe. And he slips to the 46-yard line. It appears to be just a little short of the first down. Rumashek, the stop.
Pretty good call that time. They caught Michigan defense in their dime package. Purdue came with a tight end and ran right at the dime package to put it into 30 short. Michigan continues to change personnel on defense, switching as many as 5 men as they did just there between each snap.
Brees with this third down, trying to keep the drive going. Play fake, and he'll keep it himself for the first down. And some. Brees out of bounds inside the 35-yard line. Julius Curry, the fine young safety from Detroit, hauls him down. But that's a 21-yard gain.
21-yard gain. But let's take a look at what Drew Brees, a little scouting report on him. I say he's a meticulous passer. Brent, I watched him in practice and walk through, try to complete every pass. The guy is really, really determined to be a perfect quarterback. He's thoroughly prepared, understands the offense and what defenses are trying to do. His weakness, though, Brent, I think, doesn't have that receiver he could depend on this year. Remember Daniels a year ago was his leading receiver? He doesn't have that guy he can go to when he needs that first down.
Chris Randolph, big fella, number 81, checks into the lineup. He's right behind Brees. Lead the way for Huge hole for Lowe, slips to the 17-yard line. First down, Boilermakers.
It's so interesting. Michigan keeps the Purdue defense off balance by throwing on first down. Purdue keeps the Michigan defense off balance by running on first down. Great way to call. Be a little bit of a contrarian. Brent, I know you have a lot of stocks. You got a lot of contrarian stocks, I heard, right?
I got a lot headed in the wrong direction right now, my friend.
That's what the stockbrokers always tell you when it doesn't go well. Oh, that's a contrarian play.
Mine says it's a buying opportunity. First down and 10 inside the 20. Play fake, great sprint, Brees back, covered. Is it intercepted or did he juggle it?
Yeah,
he got it. That's a great pick right at the goal line. Todd Howard. What sticky fingers he has, huh? 3 interceptions in the last 2 games for Michigan.
I tell you, I don't know if he caught it or not. Let's take a look. It was close.
I thought he was juggling it as he came down.
Let's put 4 eyes on this and try to disagree. Okay, I mean agree. First of all, it was quarterback going this way. The receiver, this is the same play that was dropped earlier in the game. Brees is going to make all the action go to the right and then throw back against the grain. Howard stays with this man, though, this time. Turns around and finds the ball. Now, does he catch the ball? He has it there. Oh, no, it came loose.
Oh, I thought so.
It came loose. Absolutely.
So a bad break for the Boilermakers, and the Wolverines say, we'll take it. Drew Hinson. He's been unstoppable, ladies and gentlemen. Here comes Cross again. And he's to the 24-yard line. So college football on ABC Sports is brought to you by Chevrolet Truck, the most dependable, longest-lasting trucks on the road. Chili's, I want my Chili's baby back ribs only at Chili's. Sprint PCS, the clear alternative to cellular, and Aflac. Without it, no insurance is complete.
So twice Purdue gets inside the 20. Brent, a week ago against Penn State, they only got inside the 20 twice in the whole game and come away only with 3 points.
Complete to Terrell, out of bounds at the first down mark there.
Pass complete to David Terrell, out of bounds to the 30.
One more look, Brent. Let's see if we can get all the Purdue fans to understand, the Michigan fans to believe that they got a break here. Howard from behind. Let's see if we can see this ball hit the ground. Comes out, and it, you can't tell. Gotta be honest. Oh, yeah, there it is. One more. Let's see. We got cameras everywhere in this game. Comes out, and the ball is down before his knee hits the ground. That was a drop.
I'm kind of surprised they blew that call because the official
right there.
Well, maybe he was blocked out by a cart down there in that corner. We shall see. Anyway, third down, and they plunge right straight ahead for the first down. They did not give Terrell a very good spot on his reception. You know, Drew Hinson, folks, he's 12 of 13 for 89 yards and 2 touchdowns here already in the first half. This could be a coming-out party for Drew Hinson. Played baseball in the Yankee organization and was traded to Cincinnati.
Well, I didn't put the obvious in the scouting report. He's got $2 million in the bank, but in baseball they call him a 5-tool player. Here we call him a 5-tool talent. He's got it all. He's got contagious confidence. What I mean by that is his players, his teammates pick up on that. But I question, how great can he be doing this part-time?
Here's first down. Great play fake by Hinson. Then he throws underneath to his tight end, Joffrey. Let's find out more about Oklahoma, Texas. Let's go to Terry Gannon in New York. Terry?
Brent, it has been all Sooners so far in the first half at the Cotton Bowl. J.T. Thatcher last week, 3 interceptions, a school record. Look at what he does here. A 52-yard punt return. The Sooners have scored on their first 4 possessions. Quentin Griffin, a 5-yard run, his 3rd touchdown of the first half. It's 28-0, Brent.
I got to tell you something. If I'm owning an NFL team, and don't I wish I had that kind of bucks, I'd head on down and talk to Mr. Stoops. Yep. What a coach he is. Second down now. Drew Hinson goes Terrell for the ball, bumped. And the pass was a little bit underthrown on that as Woodyard was bumping Terrell down the field.
And it was underthrown because it was a safety blitz. Swigart this time is coming from the safety spot. Henson gets rid of it. You see the matchup with Woodard right there. Woodard turns around and finds the ball, but can't catch it. But the reason Henson threw the ball short was because the safety was right in his face.
You know, Terrell was given as much as he was getting, folks. Speaking of the NFL, scouts are going to like that. A big, physical receiver who can run that way.
But, Brent, they're using him. And that's all that David Terrell said. Just give me a chance to make plays. And they're way off on him now.
On third down, Thomas, big hole for the first down. He'll come across midfield and break free. No stopping the A-train. 61 yards.
Terrell got a nice block to spring him also. Back to Hutchinson right here. Just wall it down. Askew comes around, walls it down. This is what, hey, you catch some passes, then you do some blocking, and now the big guy way out top right here, David Terrell gets a big block right there. Another receiver right there. That springs it for the touchdown. Wow, is that nice. And the A-Train said, boy, I like this fast track. Looks like a different guy, doesn't he, out here?
I'm going to tell you something, ladies and gentlemen. The A-Train that time was an express. 21-3 Michigan.
Chevy Blazer LT, the only vehicle in its class with OnStar and lots of other security features. A little security in an insecure world. Blazer, like our rock.
It wasn't much of an accident.
Still, there's a family that'll have a hard time getting to practice or on the trip they planned. Fortunately, they have a State Farm agent and the help of the world's largest claims network. And no one has more experts handling more claims quickly and fairly. That's our Good Neighbor promise. So they'll be back on the road a lot sooner than they thought.
Big on taste, but low on cash? Try the new 99-cent BK Cravers menu from Burger King. 8 mouth-watering choices at an unbelievable price. Like the tasty chicken tender sandwich. Or spicy jalapeno poppers. Just 99 cents every day at Burger King, where you can get great tasting food every day. Got the urge?
Monday night football, and a good one. Tampa Bay at unbeaten Minnesota. And like a lot of you, I'm wondering what happened to Keyshawn Johnson with the Bucks. We know about Randy Moss. He lit up Detroit last week with Gary Danielson. Don't they have to get Keyshawn involved in that Tampa offense?
They should turn on that film against Detroit, and then Randy Moss was double covered the whole game, and you know what? They just said throw it to him anyway. He's too good. And right now, I think Purdue's going to have to say, we got to start throwing it. Drew Brees threw 83 passes against Wisconsin one game. I think he'll go over 50 passes in this game.
Epstein to kick it off. Hopkins to take a knee and out to the 20. Well, that Affleck trivia question. We gave you one hint. It is not Bob Greasy. When Nixon was re-elected president, Nike was founded and Bobby Fischer became the first American to win the world chess title. Folks, there's our very own Gary Daniels.
Oh,
19. You know what? He didn't even know it. He said, wasn't me. Come on, Gary. Did you read the newspaper?
No, I didn't understand that one. I was in the library, Brent.
I love you, partner.
That was a good one.
If you want to fight Gary, look at the line. I know you did. All right.
Well, we couldn't go for Super Bowl wins. We couldn't go Big Ten wins. So we had to go.
On first down. Lowe dances back to the hole. To the 26-yard line, and Petrozello.
I think what Joe Tiller has to tell his team now is, look, they haven't stopped us. We usually score more than 21 points. Now, he doesn't want to tell his offense that we're not having too good a job stopping the other guys, but offensively, we have to quit beating ourselves right here. We're dropping too many balls. That was an ill-advised throw by Drew Brees, even though it wasn't an interception. It wasn't. He should not have thrown. And I think pitch and catch, move the chain. That's what Purdue has to do.
One at a time, I guess.
Yep.
Would be the cry.
See, it's 3-on-2 out here. That's where you should come with the ball to the outside.
There he is. Going to Sutherland for the first down.
And see, that's what Drew talked to us about, Brent, is that if I can know most of the time who to throw the ball to just by the way they line up.
Jackaroo.
Well, Brent, the key to the running game for Purdue is their offensive line. They've been around a long time, as you said. So they decided, led by Matt Light, that they wanted to do something to get some pub. So they decided to deck themselves out in shoulder pads and Speedos. They call themselves the lifeguards. This image will be difficult for me to get out of my mind for a while.
I should have put the numbers on there, shouldn't they? That would have been good.
First down at 10. Play fake Brees. Underneath, and he picks up his tight end. Timmy Stratton again. So Tim Stratton today with 3 receptions for 30 yards, and he's the leading receiver.
Caught 9 passes against Minnesota 2 weeks ago, but Penn State did a good job of mugging him at the line of scrimmage. They put a guy over the tight end and took the tight end away from Drew Brees and said, we're going to have to throw downfield. Brees getting his tight end, he'll get that completion record going higher and higher and higher.
The ball near midfield. Here's Lowe on that inside handoff to the Michigan 48-yard line. Well, a week ago, Purdue, with high expectations, went into Happy Valley.
Yeah, and what Penn State did was block up on those receivers. Penn State's defensive backs very physically took away a lot of throws from Drew Brees. You see one right there, covered, and a free safety back there looking at Brees saying, where are you going to throw the ball? That's how you stop this offense. Cover guys.
2nd down and 7. Low. Across the 45-yard line. You know, Gary, what's interesting, if we take a look at the Tiller record through the years and drives on first downs, you know, I've always had the theory that the longer an unorthodox offense is in a conference, the better it's going to be defended because defensive coordinators have more time. They've played against it. They can break down the tapes of what Joe Tiller has done. They know what his tendencies are. And I suppose that makes the performance of the St. Louis Rams even more spectacular, having said something like that. And my goodness, no one can get that offense out. But definitely Purdue's offense is being defended pretty well and better by teams around the Big Ten right now.
Bring the tight end means he's going to throw a man-to-man route. He needs man, bring the tight end for help, throw the man-to-man route.
First down to Vinny. Just inside the 30-yard line. Vinny Sutherland, as much as a go-to receiver as anybody on this Purdue team for 15 more yards.
Brent, what you were mentioning about the defense is getting ready to stop this offense, the more they've seen it, you can see another thing emerging is Purdue has not beat the big guys in this conference, and neither has Drew Brees. 0-7 against Penn State, Ohio State, Wisconsin, and Michigan. That's another question about whether this is an offense or a gimmick.
And Lowe cannot break free because Rumashek made a great defensive effort. Well, old Drew likes to impersonate the comedian. Favorite movie is Braveheart, which he needs here today. And a size 14 shoe.
I love that size 14 shoe. Yeah, and he has great footwork for as big as he is.
Does he shop up in Madison? Just kidding, Drew. Just kidding.
He doesn't care.
He stopped at the 25-yard line.
By Whitley at the 25, a gain of 7 yards.
Neither defense has forced a punt in this football game, have they? I don't think they have they?
Haven't seen a punter today.
Boy, does that make Joe Tiller happy.
Hey, the good news is the punt team's perfect. The bad news is we're down 21-3.
What do we say in the open, Brent? It's always something. You know, you never, that's why those coaches do such a great job working so hard, because you never know where that dam is going to spring a leak.
Isn't that the truth?
Yep.
Brees back there in the game.
He's going to get the blitz look. Safety's going to come right up here. You watch it. Here he comes.
Here he comes. Picked up. Sutherland on a cut as the defensive back slips. Sutherland to the end zone. Touchdown as Julius Curry slips 25 yards for the score. You can't blame the Ann Arbor turf this time, can you, folks?
Michigan shows the safety blitz. This is film work right here. Watch the safety come inside. Brees knows it's coming. Sees it, throws it out, and now you got one-on-one, a strong safety matched up against the fastest player on Brees' team.
And Dorsch adds the extra point. That was a good pickup by number 77, Brandon Thorin. And Drew Brees with his first touchdown pitch of the day. Timeout.
This mystery of the missing $500,000 must be cleared up, and somebody here knows where it is. Plum? Who the blazes are you?
I'm Gus.
What do you think this is? Some sort of a game?
Yeah, got it in the Sunday paper.
Clear up the Sprint PCS Clue mystery and you could win $500,000. Get your game piece and great savings in your newspaper and at participating retailers.
Meet Carlos Sandoval, veteran Navy SEAL, trained to go through anything, equipped to survive it. The Chevy S10 Survival Pack, CD, automatic, air, aluminum wheels, over $1,300 in savings, plus $2,000 cash back. You might think all that comfort could weaken a Navy SEAL. Bad chance. Chevy S10, like a rock.
This is the moment, my final test. Destiny beckons, I never reckon second best. When I look back, I will recall moment for moment, the greatest moment of them all.
Promotional consideration provided by National Car Rental, the official car rental company of the Bowl Championship Series on ABC.
Let's go!
Young man from West Palm Beach, Florida, Vinny Sutherland, takes it to the end zone, and it's 21-10.
Part of Tiller's first recruiting class, along with Drew Brees, and was a short because Tiller signed in December.
High kickoff, fielded by Cross to the 24-yard line. Well, you know, there is a penalty flag, but they'll sort that out down the field. But, you know, there are a lot of interesting and fascinating voices on radio. Joe McConnell, longtime broadcaster in the Midwest, the voice of Purdue football. Here's how he called the Sutherland touchdown.
Scrimmage. Purdue is 5 out of 6 in third down conversion tries. There's a pass out on the left side, caught by Sutherland, spins away. He's to the 15, he's to the 10, to the 5. He goes in for the touchdown.
Ah, the voice of Joe McConnell. Now the other side, folks, not quite as excited.
Not on that one. We should have got Joe's call on those drop passes. Let's see how he would have called. Oh, not.
They got 1:45 left in the half, and it's been a dandy. At the top of the day, we told you it was going to be a quarterback gunfight at the OK Corral, and here's how these two are doing. 13 of 15, 12 of 16, 3 touchdowns amongst them, and a bad call resulted in the only interception.
And 2 drop passes should be another touchdown and 2 more completions.
After the penalty against Michigan, the ball is brought back to the 11-yard line. Drew Hinton going to throw the screen. And he's got daylight. All alone is Askew, the fullback, near midfield with 1:36 to go. You talk about bailing a team out of a hole with time running out. There's a 36-yard gain by the fullback who's already caught a touchdown pass today.
You can see what Askew brings to the position. Stack right here. He's going to just stop, a little play-action pass, and then the screen, a very safe call. A play that Michigan says, no problem right here. We'll just get it out, see what we can get, try to get the ball to midfield. Then we can go for the touchdown, and look at the speed by the former tailback. Great call again by Stan Parrish.
Defensive end Sean Phillips thought he was beating a blocker rather than a receiver, and ran right by him. Now it is Terrell, and he twists inside the 45-yard line with Woodyard hanging on. A reminder to coming up on Valvoline Halftime 2000. Terry Gannon and Terry Bowden. A pair of Terrys will have all the scores and highlights. Plus, one of the Terrys will sit down with his brother. I guess we know which one that is. Clemson coach Tommy Bowden to discuss his sacrifices for success. The Bowdens are everywhere.
What does Terry Gannon's brother do?
21-10. Michigan leads his timeout.
And then she took it. And she was like, no, boil it. Boil it first. Never in a million years have I ever done that.
I like new things, especially when they get old.
Like keeping things around? Good news. Introducing Valvoline Max Life, the first motor oil formulated for higher mileage engines. Max Life conditions use seals to help prevent leaks and helps keep your high mileage engine performing for a long, long time.
Son, another 100,000 miles and this baby will be yours.
Gary, Michigan winning as a team.
Yeah, and it hasn't just been the quarterbacks. Look at that wall by that Michigan offensive line. Steve Hutchinson, 3 big-time Big Ten offensive linemen, gets the cut block right there to spring Askew, and then this is the big play that pops it for Anthony Thomas right here. An offensive line again.
Hits it from the shotgun. He has 2 timeouts left. Hit on the release. And Whitley was in as a receiver, but it was whistled that incomplete pass. The arm was coming forward.
Anthony Thomas got the big touchdown to the left, but look at, kind of spread out. 2 to the left, 11 right up the gut against that Purdue defense that is a little bit undersized, and then 5 to the right side. Very decent tracking across the field, very good passing across the field. All the zones are being attacked by the Michigan offense.
Thomas with 108 yards today, and Whitley stays on in the 4-pack of wide receivers, the defensive back. Woodson got Terrell, spins, still on his feet, strength and balance, folks, to the 31, a future millionaire.
Yep.
13 yards on that game.
Yeah, a current millionaire to a future millionaire, that's right.
The money line in Michigan.
And it's all
Terrell.
And it's all legal.
Yes. Firing again. This is Marquise Walker. First down. And this is a thing of beauty, folks. Backed up at the 10-yard line, coming down against the clock. They've still got 1:02 left on the clock. They're going to be scouts drooling about this quarterback. I mean, this kid's... You know, I wondered about all the stuff, Gary, when we show up in Detroit, but I'm not wondering anymore as I watch him play. Now Hinson, look at that rocket. Right there on the money at the 6-yard line as Terrell grabs his 5th pass of the game.
First and goal for the Wolverines.
For Terrell, 5 for 44. Marquise Walker, 7 for 51. 2 touchdown passes, and there was movement on the checkoff. Movement in the offensive line, so a little miscommunication there.
You have to wonder, looking at Drew Henson here, Brent, again, just the big decision he has to make. I mean, a millionaire third baseman.
Right to the snap. Dead ball. Ball start. Offense.
Playing at an obvious high level. I mean, an NFL level at quarterback. How do you make a decision like that? And when I talked to Drew, it was one of those things. I said, I know, Drew, you can compete currently 6 months a year, but can you compete against Peyton Manning the way you have the potential to be 6 months a year? And he said, Gary, I know I have to make a decision soon.
Yeah, that's a big point. There's the fade. Terrell will go out for it, out of bounds. He was double teamed all the way. Not really a good spot to throw that one. There were 2 Purdue defensive players
crossed
out there,
up,
Woodyard and Schweigert.
Misread that time. He thought he had man-to-man bump, but Purdue crossed him up with help deep that time. Michigan still has 2 timeouts here. They can throw the ball anywhere on the field. They don't have to throw it to the outside.
Well, this is the first half, 18 to 22 for 179 yards. Second down now and 11, and 4 wideouts, including Whitley, on the field. And there's the handoff to the A-train, and he takes it to the 6-yard line.
What's also nice about this drive is with only 27 seconds left, Brees isn't going to have time to do anything.
Oh, they've dominated the clock. Well, we've got some dandy Big Ten games. Look at the Wildcats of Northwestern after back-to-back road wins in Madison and East Lansing, leading at home. And, of course, Iowa, desperate for a win, leading Michigan State 7-6 in Minnesota over Penn State of Minneapolis. And later today, many of you will watch Ohio State against Wisconsin, unbeaten Ohio State, we should point out. Well, you know, Gary, you were talking about baseball, and you had a chance to ask Drew how he would choose between the 2 sports. Here's what he told you.
You know, at some point I'm going to have to make a decision, and whatever I may have missed developing-wise, I still don't think it's a whole lot, but, you know, just the opportunity to go to college, be able to do 2 things that I love while I'm this age is much more worth it.
I know you disagree, Gary, but I find myself agreeing with you because of what I'm seeing out here.
Oh, no. I don't mean that he's not going to be a great college quarterback. I just wonder how good is he going to eventually be. I think he's got to cut off this thing within after the next year, obviously.
Let's bring in Jack Arute on this discussion. Jack?
Well, Brent, I think maybe one of the things that happened with Drew Henson is when he was involved in that Denny Nagel trade that sent him to Cincinnati, well, maybe his mind changed about whether it should be football or baseball. He always wanted to play baseball, but he says now, after George Steinbrenner said, if he quit football, he'd be a Yankee, I think he may go with football.
Yeah, it's hard to turn down. Look at John Elway. He faced somewhat similar decision, folks, and he went on to a Hall of Fame career with the Denver Broncos. Timeout has been called by the Boilermakers here at 27.
And it's hard to believe, as good as Drew is throwing, he's still not 100%. He's about 75% with his feet right now in this game.
Well, we have an opportunity here. Let's take a look at our courtyard by Marriott as we turn back the clock. This was the last time Purdue ever beat Michigan. November 9th, 1996. 9-3 right here in West Lafayette. And then you got to go all the way back to 1984. Jimmy Coletto was the coach that day, and it was 9-3. A nice man. Things didn't work out for him here, and Joe Tiller succeeded him as the head coach of Purdue. Well, Gary, it's 21-10. Michigan and Henson have dominated. What's your feeling here about Purdue? Because Michigan may score again.
Purdue has built their team with speed this year. They're very young on defense, and Michigan looked at the matchups and said, we're going to go right at you. And they also realized Brees is going to score some points, so they unleashed number 7 on him. That's a good combination. That offensive line and the great receivers they had. Remember, Brad, I said a week ago, this offense is scary good with Drew Henson.
Henson is 7 of 7 on 3rd down, and here's 3rd and 5 going in. Got time for the offensive line. Penalty flag. There's a penalty flag. He'll throw it away. He'll stop the clock with 18 seconds, but there is a penalty marker.
I think Michigan's going to get caught for holding this time. And the offensive line right at the snap. I think it happened. It was one of these two guys right inside, right at the beginning. It happened. And you can see the grab right there. Right there. It happened on Mitrione. It was with Hutchinson right there. As Mitrione beat Hutchinson just as Henson left the pocket. Hutchinson, by the way, Brent, could become only the 4th player in Big Ten history to be a 4-time All-Big Ten player. Now, I think he's pretty well got a lock on it. Yeah. He doesn't get hurt.
He'll be going on to a fine career. He's an outstanding offensive lineman. Powerful fella, good character, hard worker. He's got the whole package. Here comes Henson.
Michigan still has a timeout left. Their longest field goal of the year is only 33 yards. They haven't been great in the field goal area or the kicking game either this season for Michigan.
Well, they've got 18 ticks of the clock left. They'll take a crack at the end zone here on 3rd down. And why not? Henson will step up, fire end zone. Got Terrell for the score, just like that. Henson's 3rd touchdown pass of the first half to David Terrell, and Michigan, with 4 possessions in the first half, puts touchdowns on the board all 4 times.
That was a laser shot into the end zone that time. A laser shot. That ball didn't drop 1 inch from the time it left his hand.
Folks, in watching this, I want to send along a warning to Ohio State. Wisconsin must be a pretty good football team. Michigan didn't do anything like this.
They didn't call these plays in the first half. Watch how they allowed Drew Henson here, Brent, to step up in the pocket. Purdue does. That's where he gets the power. Henson lets the first wave go by. Then to the outside, he feels the receiver opening up right there, and it just is a laser shot into Terrell. Can't even see it on the screen as it goes through. Terrell finds the weakness of the zone, settles down, and a wham! Right in there. Didn't even have time to hit him.
So now when you take a look at Terrell, 6 catches for 59 yards this half and 1 touchdown. Walker, 7 catches for 51 yards and also a touchdown. B.J. Askew, the fullback, with 3 catches for 47 yards and a touchdown, as Henson throws for almost 200 yards in the first half. Now, watch the experience of Boyce as he comes up.
Great footwork. This is what you work on all the time. Keep shuffling. Don't cross your feet. Shuffle. Shuffle. Never cross your feet and then rip it. And that's how you rip the ball right there. And look at that great follow-through. Perfect footwork. You see college kids and coaches working on that all around young quarterbacks. Don't cross your feet in the pocket.
Delverne added the extra point. Epstein picks it off again, and it'll come out on the 20-yard line. Gary, I've got a question for our friend Bo Schimbecker.
Hey, you wonder,
a longtime legend. Bo, when's the last time Michigan threw 23 passes in the first half, my friend? Just asking, Bo.
The Hula Bowl when he coached the Bowden.
So here's the comparison, and the young gun, the new gunslinger, has come to town, folks, and he's put up 3 touchdown passes in the first half, 19 of 23.
Young gun has 3 guns in his holster there. He's got a lot of weapons to fight.
So Brees and the Boilermakers into the locker room, and the crowd a little restless here in West Lafayette, but there's still plenty of time for Drew Brees, who wasn't all that bad in the first half. The only interception against Drew was actually a bad call, as he winds up 12 of 16 for 138 yards. And let's go to Jackaroo.
Yeah, Coach, what about this first half? I mean, the defense, you got to really step it up.
Absolutely. We haven't slowed them down, let alone stop them. So we got to find a way to move our front, get some things going so we can come up with a play defense.
How about offensively?
Offensively, we like what we're doing. You know, we underthrow the ball down here. Otherwise, we're on the board again. Probably should have declined the penalty, but our defense has got to make a play. If they do, it's a tremendous spark for us. So.
Thanks, Coach.
All right, an ABC Sports presentation of college football returns after this message and a word from our ABC stations.
He's upside down. This one has to go to class.
Some children imagine that their father is the most powerful man in the world. Wonder where they got that idea. The 300-horsepower Silverado. The truck from Chevrolet.
I've never heard of mushroom jack fajitas.
Well, first we combine
Grilled chicken, Monterey Jack cheese, smoky bacon, and mushrooms, Chili's Mushroom Jack fajitas.
Okay, then.
Eat to the beat of a different drum.
You make the world taste better, yeah. You make the world feel good. All right.
We're all one family, one team, a football team. Driving down Soldier Field with,
1 minute, 13 seconds left on the clock, and no timeouts left because the coach has stupidly used them all up.
Football fans can find anything they need at Chicago's Electra Electronics, provided they have Visa, because if you try to use American Express,
And we score!
you don't have a prayer. Visa, it's everywhere NFL fans want to be.
awesome blossom. Like, share one.
I got a taste in mind. Try Hardee's new Big Cheeseburger. For a limited time, an incredibly low 89 cents. Full size, loaded with Big Hardee's taste. Now just 89 cents. Don't miss it. Hurry into Hardee's for our new really big cheeseburger, now just 89 cents. Come on and get it. You're super satisfied. Also, try Hardee's new Buffalo Chicken Sandwich. Another big new Hardee's taste, now just 89 cents.
Ed Sorensen. There's nobody else like him. On 6 News at 11.
Valvoline Halftime 2000. You can always tell the guys who use Valvoline. From Times Square in New York, Terry Gannon and Terry Bowden.
The view outside Times Square Stadium here in Midtown Manhattan. Plenty of fans up here watching the action. Michigan Wolverine fans very excited about what has taken place so far in the first half. 28-10 Michigan over Purdue. Welcome back. Valvoline Halftime 2000. Terry Gannon along with Terry Bowden. Any surprises so far in the first half? Drew versus Drew. You can't stop Drew Henson so far.
Well, Michigan's offense is outstanding. This is a great offense. The mix is perfect. They've had great running, over 100 yards for Anthony Thomas. But the difference maker for Michigan is Drew Henson. He's almost perfect in his pass attempts. He makes their running game better. He makes their passing game better. They're not out of this game, though, because of Drew Brees.
The right arm of Drew Brees. Another good one going on in the Orange Bowl. Beware of a long winning streak and a highly ranked team going into the Orange Bowl to take on the Miami Hurricanes. Florida State, Miami up 17-0.
Well, Florida State missed 2 4th and shorts in the red zone early and got down. Ken Dorsey for Miami's having a very poised football game now. Miami's got a real challenge to get back.
Making his first start in the rivalry against Florida State. Temple at Virginia Tech. Remember 2 years ago in Blacksburg, the upset by the Owls? Don't think it's going to happen. Michael Vick at the controls now. The 41-yard touchdown pass to Cullen Hawkins made it 21-0 Virginia Tech.
Well, you can always count on Michael Vick, but what you haven't been able to count on is their defense. Has not played championship defense, but today they've given up only 38 yards. They're back in form.
Virginia Tech has won 10 straight Big East games. We go to the Cotton Bowl in Dallas. Wow. Red River Shootout has been that, but it's all Oklahoma so far. Josh Heupel, 29 yards to Andre Woolfolk to get him on the board. And then Texas quarterback Chris Sims, intercepted by Rocky Kalmus, takes it back 42 yards for a touchdown. At that point, 35-0 Oklahoma, and they go on for more. It is 42-7 Sooners.
Terry, there are days like this. Nothing goes wrong. You're not going to come back in this game. Every decision you make in the second half is to prepare your young men for their next ball game.
Texas has won 3 in a row in the series. Not sure that's going to happen today in the Cotton Bowl, though. LSU at the Swamp to take on Steve Spurrier's Gators, coming off the loss last week. Who would he start? Well, Rex Grossman, 26 yards to Jabbar Gaffney. Florida up 7-0 over LSU at that point. And the Gators, after a talking to by Steve Spurrier, now up 7-3, so playing better this week in the Swamp. The Warriors, Hawaii, with a changed nickname against number 14 TCU, one of the surprise teams so far. Tough ball game so far, too.
Well, you know, TCU has the #1 scoring defense in the nation, 6.7 points a game. They've already given up over double that, 14 points. This is a tough ball game for TCU.
A battle in the Big Ten up in Evanston. Northwestern coming off back-to-back road victories against Big Ten teams who are ranked. The play early on allowing the Wildcats to go up top. The long run, Damian Anderson, 73 yards for the touchdown, his second of the day, 21-7 Northwestern.
Well, he's had nearly 200 yards rushing today. Again, they had 500 yards of offense their last 2 games. Northwestern has an offense right now, no huddle, that's given the Big Ten fits.
Michigan State on the road to take on Iowa. In Iowa City, the Hawkeyes 0-5 on the year, but this is a good one so far. Michigan State with a 2-point lead at the half, 9-7 over the Hawkeyes. And also, in the Big Ten, Penn State, an emotional win last week. Right now down to Minnesota, who had a big win against Illinois last week. It is 9-3 Minnesota right now at the half. Well, when we come back, Terry talks to his brother Tommy down in Clemson. So far, it's been all Michigan. The pass from Drew Henson early on, getting them on the board. Back in a moment.
And it
life, better use a tough oil. Valvoline DuraBlend, the one strengthened with synthetics to outperform all leading conventional motor oils. Valvoline DuraBlend, tough oil for a long, tough life.
Looking for some Disney magic? National Car Rental knows the best place to go. The 45 years of magic celebration at Disneyland Park. And as the official car rental company of Disneyland Resort in California, National gets you on the road and to the park fast. For a family experience you'll never forget. So what are you waiting for? Let's go to the 45 years of magic celebration at Disneyland with National Car Rental.
Got me spinning, my bell is ringing, it's making my head cuckoo. You've got to believe me, if you ever leave me, I don't know what I'd ever do without you.
A good look outside Times Square Stadium here in Midtown Manhattan, always buzzing with activity. So too the ESPN zone right down the street. Fans enjoying a very busy college football Saturday. Welcome back inside the Valvoline Halftime 2000. Terry Gannon back along with Terry Bowden. A little bit later today at 3:30 Eastern Time, some of you will see a pair of unbeatens in the ACC. NC State taking on number 5 Clemson. And your brother Tommy's got it rolling at Death Valley. Obviously a very unique experience for both of you growing up in your father's household.
You know, you're right, Terry. You know, being the son of a famous and successful football coach, it doesn't take a giant leap to follow the same path, even if that road is full of pressure, stress, heartbreak, and very little family time. In spite of that, 3 of Bobby Bowden's 4 sons took that path anyway. I visited with my brother Tommy earlier this week, and we talked about coaching, our father, and what it costs to reach your dreams. In the Bowden family, we were all expected to excel, but there was a protocol, the oldest first and the younger kids to follow. None of us doubted that if we put in our time, we would succeed, even if a head coaching job was the goal. When I was named head coach at Auburn, I threw the system out of whack. My older brother Tommy was an assistant there, and he had to either quit or report to me.
Well, originally I went to Auburn with Coach Dye, and I was about 36, and I said, well, gosh, I'll stay here about 4 years. He'll retire. I'll get the head job and hire Terry. This will be perfect since he is the younger brother. Then you get the job. Very humbling in your experience. I didn't work 15, 16 years assistant to work for your younger brother, so I've worked hard. Why can't I have the same opportunity?
With Tommy acting as my offensive coordinator, we took Auburn to its first ever 11-0 season in 1993. I'd like to think this didn't hurt Tommy in his quest for his own head coaching job. When he finally got an offer from Tulane in 1997, he didn't squander it, taking their perennially weak program to 11-0 in his second season as head football coach. Now at Clemson, Tommy continues to succeed. But as we saw with Dad, the higher a coach climbs, the greater the sacrifices he must make. I do remember growing up that as Dad coached, he never was home very much. How did you handle Dad being gone all the time?
I think Mother and Dad have been married for over 50 years now, and the way we saw him handle a family and a marriage, to me, was assumed the way to do it.
And that he never saw many, if any, of your football games in high school or baseball, that he never saw many like most fathers do, that didn't bother you?
I think my Daddy went to 2. One because the other team had a prospect. He was there watching him, happened to be playing. And then the other one, I think he was lost on the way to work and saw lights. But I didn't think anything of it.
It's ironic that our dad is renowned for his fatherly persona, and yet he was so driven in his career, he didn't spend much time at home.
That is true, and I do regret it. I just think a football coach has such an opportunity to help others, sons that are growing up maybe without a father. You know, 50% of them don't have fathers. They need a father figure. I really feel like I have a guilty feeling I didn't spend more time with my sons. But you know, now they got to face the same thing with their children.
You can see how special college football is to all of us in the Bowden family. but also the sacrifices that are involved. You know, Terry, I've got 5 children under 10 years old, and I'm enjoying this analyst work right now.
You don't lose on a college football Saturday either.
I'm undefeated.
Big day for the Bowden family, obviously, and for Tommy down at Death Valley at 3:30 Eastern. Some of you will see the Clemson Tigers taking on undefeated North Carolina State in the ACC. Or number 7 Ohio State trying to remain undefeated against an angry bunch from Wisconsin. The number 1 team in the nation, Nebraska, taking on Iowa State, a surprising team in Ames. Or out on the West Coast, Arizona taking on number 16 USC. The Trojans coming off a difficult loss at Oregon State. We roll on from Times Square Stadium in New York City in a moment.
Both will protect your engine from rust and extreme temperatures, but only Xerox guarantees performance for 5 years or 100,000 miles. And it costs less, which kind of takes the other guy out of the picture, doesn't it?
So what's on for today?
Boss wants you, me, and Charlie to take the new Silverado and move them bales.
Is that Charlie?
Chevy Silverado has the most powerful V8 of any 4x4 pickup.
Then we gotta water the herd.
300 horses make it more powerful.
If there's any daylight left, we'll take Norm up to see the ladies.
More powerful than Ford and Dodge. That's why it's the truck. Silverado from Chevy.
Well, guess that's enough for today.
Valvoline, halftime 2000. You can always tell the guys who use Valvoline.
Is the ball a part of you? Does the grass carry you? Is the water there to catch you? Do you dream big? Do you?
For the first time on network television, the premiere of a show so riveting, so brilliant, we're not going to interrupt it for anything. Not even a commercial.
I want to live.
Gideon's Crossing on ABC.
So your patient's gonna die.
Never. Special premiere brought to you without commercial interruption by Johnson & Johnson, Tuesday at 10/9 Central.
A bit of a chill in the air here in New York City as we welcome you back to Times Square Stadium. It is time now for our Burger King Spotlight. In the spotlight this week, Matt Smith, the senior linebacker for the Oregon Ducks. His contributions voiced now by his head coach, Mike Bellotti.
Matt Smith's a great football player. He just finds ways to be around the football, finds ways to make plays, whether they be key tackles, key deflections, key interceptions. He has a knack, and great players have that knack of finding the football and being around it. He's a tough guy that never lost his knack for playing football. As a linebacker, which when he played baseball for 4 or 5 years, I'm not sure how he did that, but he's got it.
You know, I know Matt Smith was a minor league baseball pitcher, but I've seen a lot of baseball fights. Nobody hits anybody. I'm amazed that he's a linebacker and he likes to hit.
Finding a way to get all over baseball players here. Key game for the Oregon Ducks next week against USC. Get you back down to your game right after this message and a word from our ABC stations.
The exhilarating taste of new spicy quesadilla Tostitos chips. It's fun for everyone. Dig in, kick back, Tostitos.
Masterson.
ID check, sir.
With 63 personalized features, it's the luxury sports sedan that recognizes you.
You're clear, sir.
The Bonneville SSEI, luxury with attitude. By Pontiac. To everyone who flies United, a world of thanks for your business.
The new season of Dharma and Greg finally arrives Tuesday with new romance, new comedy, and new revelations.
Are you saying you didn't wear diapers at all?
I was outside a lot.
And inside?
Hardwood floors.
Oh, God.
And the Gina Davis Show premieres with Peter Horton. He's dreamy.
When I met you, my life just began all over again.
I love you.
The premieres of Dharma and Greg and the Gina Davis Show after a new millionaire. See you Tuesday on ABC.
I got a taste in mine.
Try Hardee's new Big Cheeseburger for a limited time and incredibly low 89 cents. Full-sized, loaded with Big Hardee's taste, now just 89 cents. Don't miss it. Hurry into Hardee's for our new really big cheeseburger, now just 89 cents.
Come on, get it. You're super satisfied.
Also, try Hardee's new Buffalo Chicken Sandwich. Another big new Hardee's taste, now just 89 cents.
I want a better job with opportunities for advancement.
I'm worried about the plant closing.
I want training to keep my skills marketable.
The economy is good, but Indiana ranks 38th in job growth and 50th in high-tech job growth. We can do better. Your Indiana Chamber has a plan, Economic Vision 2010. It's about better jobs.
Technology jobs. They're the future.
For your free copy of the plan, visit indianachamber.com.
I'm Bill Hurst. Before I was an attorney, I worked as an insurance adjuster. I learned firsthand how insurance companies work. They discourage injured people from using lawyers. But if you're injured in an accident, financially threatened, and facing an uncooperative adjuster, you'll find having a lawyer is the only way you can protect your rights. You see, insurance companies don't want you to call my law firm. They know our experience can keep you from having a bad experience with them.
Call Bill Hurst and his partners for a free consultation.
Laugh again with the Three Stooges, Saturday night at 7 on RTV6.
Welcome back to Ross-Ade Stadium. I'm Jack Aru. We're Michigan leading Purdue 28-10, and I think, Brent, I may have found a secret weapon for Joe Tiller to consider. He's a little old, he's a little rickety, but his name is Gary Danielson. He's a former quarterback. Look at those stats. Oh, my gosh. Gary Danielson, folks, was a geek. Back to you.
You know what I got to say? Can you imagine how good of a personality I have to get a woman like I have with that face?
All right.
Thank you,
So
Jack. I like that one. That was great.
Drew Hinson and
Gotta
the
have a
Michigan
good personality with a hairstyle like that, don't you?
We all had one of those days. 28-10.
I'm going through those Northwestern yearbooks right now.
Next team to kick it off for the Wolverines.
That's what happens when you leave home. Your mom can't comb your hair anymore.
Here's Buckman on the return. Slices to the 25-yard line. Well, in the first half, we told you about Drew Hinson. 19 of 23, 194 yards, and 3 touchdowns. That one to Terrell. He had help. The A-train, Anthony Thomas, broke it loose here, turned it upfield. He had 115 yards rushing and a touchdown, Gary.
And also, Drew Brees he didn't really have a bad half. 12 for 16. Finally found Vinny Sutherland for a touchdown. But I think that drop pass early in the game really affected the psyche of this Purdue football team.
Looking for a second half. And now they're going to split with Winston on the end around. And Winston, 9 yards. We take a look at the Morgan Stanley Dean Witter halftime stats here, Gary.
Well, and one other thing that stands out of this game is no punts.
not a punt in this football game.
They did solve that problem.
That problem is solved. 8 for Michigan in third down. Look at Purdue, not bad. 6 for 7.
Second down and 1.
Amazing.
Well, it could really lift Purdue's spirits and chances here with a quick touchdown as Lowe cannot get away from Hobson. Fine defensive play by Victor Hobson, the sophomore linebacker.
Victor Hobson had a great ball game when he would be more prominently featured against a Wisconsin attack running the ball. He was all over the football field. Against this thing, you see him running off the field all the time. He's going to not even have to shower after this game.
Hey, Jimmy Herman, situation substitution for Michigan defensively here today. Third down and 2 for the first down with Brees lining up 5 wide receivers. Here's the outside blitz, steps away, hits Sutherland for the first down.
Pretty easy. If you got man-to-man across the field, Drew Brees is going to his most comfortable receiver. I'm not going to yet label Sutherland as a go-to receiver because he can't get enough snaps in the game. Vinny kind of wears out as the game goes on. Jim Shaney told us yesterday, just can't play this guy 70 snaps. He's more of a 40 snapper.
Gary, who's the fastest of the Purdue wideouts?
Vinny Sutherland, yeah, Vinny is.
3 wide here. And Montreal Lowe's got the middle. Breaks free again. And finally out of bounds at the 30-yard line. That was James Whitley, but it's a 29-yard run for Montreal Lowe.
Michigan player down the field this time. I think it's Rumashek, the defensive end, who's had a pretty good football game to start out with. Yep, that's who it is. Dan Rumashek, the sophomore. They've already lost Jake Freisinger at that position. But neither team's defense has even been able to slow down the other team. The only stop so far in the game has been a drop pass and a dropped interception that they called a completion for an interception. Right up the middle of the defense. Rumashek, let's see what happens if he gets whipped by somebody, one of his own guys. Well, that's kind of hard to figure out. He just kind of dove and landed on his own knee there, didn't he?
Yeah,
Montreal Lowe's been pretty impressive in this football game.
That was his best run of the season, there, that 29-yarder. He's a tough little back. You know?
I thought you were starting out with something else on that. A tough little back. He is tough, and he's fast.
So a strong opening drive by Purdue as Rumashek, who's been active defensively, a young man from Addison, Illinois, appears to be all right, and hopefully he'll be able to return soon for the Wolverines. Evan Coleman, number 39, checks in. And he'll replace Rumashek for the time being. First down at the Wolverine 30, and if Purdue could strike quickly, we'll be right back in this ball game, folks, with this offense, if they could find a way to stop Drew Henson.
Maybe they can get Gene Cady to run that Big Ten defense that he always runs out there for that other defensive unit.
He's no running back, football man. One of our Olympic basketball coaches just back from Australia. On the toss play to Cedric Brown, who's in. And Cedric is belted out of bounds at the 26. Gary, it looks like Purdue has decided to come to run against this situation substitution, at least so far.
Yeah, they're going to try to take some clock, but when you're down 28-10, you can't do too much. Brent, you know, a lot of people think this offense is a mad bomber offense, but if you look, 36 of Drew Brees' touchdown passes have been inside the 10-yard line. This is a ball control offense, and that's what you're going to see Purdue try to do in the second half.
Second down. Brees, pop middle, got the tight end again for the first down. Man number 89, Timmy Stratton, makes another catch. And he has 4 catches for 37 yards. Sutherland, the leading receiver, 5 for 74.
Very nice. Drew Brees again checking out the defense. He sees 2 deep safeties that time. He says, I'll go to my tight end over the middle. one free safety. He knows it's more man-to-man. All the things that a quarterback has to do when he breaks the huddle. Check the play clock, safeties, find out if the cornerbacks are playing man, go left to right, have a routine, and then snap the ball. Each snap, the quarterback has to go through a progression. And just like a golfer, Brent, he has to do it every time the same way so the defense can't read him.
And it was Cedric Brown again with his second carry, and Petrozello making the stop. Jackaroo sends up word from the field that Rumashek suffered a stinger, and the Michigan medical staff evaluating that to see whether or not he can return. Second down and 8. Purdue deploys 5 wide receivers. They bring Sutherland in motion on that end-around play that they like, and Sutherland's speed carries him inside the 10, out of bounds for a Purdue first down. Dwayne Patman, the free safety there.
I think Joe Tiller did a great job with his football team at halftime and said, let's not try to score 18 points in one drive. Let's go down and get points in every drive and take our chances. Let's hold the ball, let's be patient on offense, and let's see what happens towards the end of the game. Maybe we get back in there. Perfect coaching.
Here's the first and goal. Spread the field.
I like double slant out here. Bring one man in motion and another man right behind him.
Look into the short side, and the receiver slipped on the reception. Stratton went down after making the catch. Had he been able to turn and square, maybe, but just maybe. Rumashek returns, so that's good news for Michigan and its fans. He's played a fine game today. Second down and goal at the 2-yard line. Now, Drew Brees will frequently run a quarterback draw. He lines up under center. They'll toss to Ennis. Ennis for the flag. Barges for it. He is out of bounds. Boy, looked like he had the flag, didn't it?
So too.
Must have been out just before he made contact over there. Steve Ennis, number 44.
Eric Bracken's had a shot at Ennis that time. Kind of took a bad angle for the tackle. It looked to me like he got the flag. I think
Ennis is looking for the delayed call.
This isn't the NFL. There's no review. He wants Tiller to throw a red flag on his thing.
Do you get a guy for celebration when he doesn't score? There he is over the top. No doubt. Touchdown, Purdue. If he didn't get it the first time, he made sure that time.
And I think you're seeing why Lloyd Carr opened up the offense against Purdue. He knew he needed a lot of points against this offense.
Exactly right.
Just a root him out play. Ennis goes over the top, gets back, gets in for a touchdown. And, I think that's a perfect game plan with your, someone comes out and says, let's take our time and score. But Lloyd Carr looked ahead. He knew his defense couldn't just shut him down. So he says, we're going to come out and not wait till the second half for this game.
Should throw this drive back. Only 75 yards.
Yeah.
Everything else been 80
Looks
yards
like
or
Purdue's
plus.
going to go for 2 on this one.
This is a minnow drive. Purdue will take it.
Trying to make it a 10-point
They're going to go for 2 here. Right tackle.
There it is, double slant.
And the throw dropped at the goal line on that slant.
Actually,
Brandon Williams made the defensive play for the Wolverines on Seth Morales. I actually thought Purdue's right tackle moved too quickly, but there was no flag.
Didn't see it. I was watching the receivers, Brent, but he had A.T. Simpson. I watched them practice this. One guy goes in motion, threw it here. But watch Simpson, the second guy on the delayed slant. He's wide open. Goes first receiver, then there's the second receiver, and look at wide open for a touchdown.
They got a tough break. They actually could have used the penalty call.
That's right.
And then they're going to take another crack. We got timeout.
She's in the black Bonneville.
The Bonneville with MagnaSteer. It uses an advanced magnetic field for handling so precise, it can even outmaneuver itself.
Next up, all black Bonnevilles.
Bonneville SSEI. Luxury with attitude. By Pontiac.
I want the bow,
boneless buffalo wings.
We got the
Boneless buffalo wings.
Leave out the bone.
Who needs them?
Boneless buffalo wings.
Only at Chili's.
Boneless buffalo wings.
Online brokers have a game. It's called Who's Got the Cheapest Trade. So you spend time comparing prices instead of comparing resources. Judging how good the deal is rather than judging how good the information is. Investing isn't a game. You need to trade online with trusted advice and better information. Morgan Stanley Dean Witter. Move your money. Get well connected.
Have hands-on brewmasters working with the finest ingredients.
In the barley fields and in the hop fields, everyone has a genuine passion and commitment to upholding the highest standards.
Quality, freshness, attention to detail. Blend those things and you have what Budweiser is all about.
Great resume. What else you got?
Baby back, chili, baby back ribs, yeah, barbecue sauce.
The Bucs defense is tough, but what's happened to Keyshawn in the offense? Now they face the undefeated Vikings on Monday Night Football at 9 Eastern, 6 Pacific.
Now trailing by 12. Purdue to kick it off here early in the third quarter as they score on their first possession of the second half. Travis Dorsch and Cross from the 2-yard line on the right hash. And he is out of bounds at about the 23-yard line. Folks, how do you improve on this? And Gary, I'm not sure that I have ever seen anything quite like this.
No, I haven't either. That's not only is impressive, I don't know if I've ever seen a first half where a quarterback had such a perfect game as Drew Henson had either. That's how you get those drives.
Well, let's see what they come up with, what wrinkles that they might have against him. Brock Spack is a fine defensive coordinator, and Purdue has played well defensively, except for the first half against Michigan. And so Brock has got to come up with some wrinkles now. He's got to get some heat on Henson. He knows that. Drew was 19 of 23 for 194. Michigan comes to run. They'll bring the 8th rain, and Brent Box, the defensive tackle, makes the stop.
Not only did they run all directions in the first half, not only did they complete a lot of passes, they did it all over the field. Every little area of the field has been attacked beautifully in this charge, and that's what, when you look back as a quarterback and as a play caller, offensive coordinator Stan Parrish, he says we're attacking the defense perfectly.
2nd and 10, and they split Anthony Thomas out of the backfield as a wide receiver. And they're going to throw it to him right away. Set a screen for Anthony. And Thomas to the 32-yard line. Nicely designed play there, Gary.
Very safe play, much like the screen pass that started off the last touchdown drive. To ask you, this is very simple. No bump and run by the Purdue outside players. That little slip screen to the outside, get the ball in the hands of your playmakers. That seems to be the theme of the Michigan offense.
You know, our fellows down the truck, led by Bob Goodrich and Larry Tam, are giving us some excellent views of this action at Drew Henson here today. 3rd down and a yard to go, and all our cameramen into the game. And good defense that time. That Purdue defensive front was ready here in a short yardage play. Matt Mitrone, number 98, was right there. Well, Gary, you were just talking about head coach Lloyd Carr and his philosophy, and here's what he told you.
Within what you believe, take the players and get the ball to your playmakers. From an offensive standpoint and a defensive standpoint, do what your players do best.
Yeah, and nobody doesn't quite as well in big games as Lloyd
No,
Carr,
that's exactly right. And he seems to have a good formula with his kids, but you know, it's easy to grab playmakers in this offense because he's got a lot of them. It's hard not to go to a playmaker in this offense.
How about this stat? 9 of 9 on third down conversions. Huh? How good is that for an offense?
As well as Purdue has moved the ball, remember they have not punted in this game either. It'll be demoralizing if Michigan runs it down on them again and scores.
Absolutely.
This may be the key drive of the football game.
Vincent in trouble, spins, fires, almost completed the pass to Terrell after spinning out of a defender.
And again, fans of football, of college football, of great players to watch, this is a guy that's playing about 70% right now on his right ankle. He does not push off the way I remember him pushing off to throw the ball, but you can see the great footwork he has in the pocket. It is Elway-esque.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Second down and 10. Good protection. And short of the first down to the 41, and that's number 19, Ronald Bellamy. So Ronald Bellamy's first catch here.
Bellamy, another big play guy who hasn't gotten the ball much. Well, we saw last week he had 2 reverses against Wisconsin. He has great speed. But that ball was thrown very aggressively by Drew Henson. There wasn't much of an opening, and Bellamy just went up and snatched it. I mean, this was not an easy catch. Bellamy over the slot. He's only about 10 yards away, and he just grabbed that ball. That's nice.
Third and 2, and both fullbacks are in, but before the snap. The play clock.
Man, I think he jumped at the end of the line of scrimmage that time. Billy Seymour just lurched forward.
Prior to the snap.
Yep.
Dead ball. Ball start. Offense.
Very cleanly played game. Not a lot of penalties in this game, but
so Michigan leads Purdue 28-16 with Gary Danielson and Jack Arute. I'm Brett Musburger. A key Big Ten match. Michigan, unbeaten in the conference, suffered 1 defeat at the hands of UCLA out of the conference. Purdue beaten last week by Penn State, and they're trying to rally now. Drew Henson is 21 of 26 as he goes to fire for the 27th time. Incomplete. He's thrown for 212 yards and 3 touchdowns. And folks, you just joined us in time for something we haven't seen all day, and that's a punt.
First punt of the game.
Hayden Epstein trots onto the field to punt for the Wolverines, and Benny Sutherland, who has scored one of Purdue's 2 touchdowns, is back deep trying to ignite a fire. After the halftime intermission, Purdue took the ball, drove down the field for a touchdown, and missed the 2-point conversion. Off the side of the foot, takes a Michigan roll, and they'll take it inside the 20-yard line. And Lloyd Carr is headed to talk to someone, folks, in a hurry. We got timeout, 28-16.
Big on taste, but low on cash? Try the new 99-cent BK Cravers menu from Burger King. 8 mouth-watering choices at an unbelievable price. Like the delicious flame-broiled Bullseye Barbecue Deluxe Burger or cheesy mozzarella sticks. Just 99 cents every day at Burger King, where you can get great-tasting food every day. Got the urge?
Masterson. ID check, sir.
With 63 personalized features, it's the luxury sports sedan that recognizes you.
You're clear, sir.
The Bonneville SSEI, luxury with attitude. By Pontiac.
Want to start a family?
Right now?
I just got supplemental insurance.
What's that?
Aflac. Well, if we get sick, our health insurance won't cover things like lost pay or other expenses. This does.
What's it called? Aflac.
I don't know.
Aflac. Without it, no insurance is complete.
Last season, Michelle Kwan captured the World and U.S. National Championships. Now the road to gold begins again. ABC Sports presents the Kerry Lotion Figure Skating Classic tomorrow at 2 Eastern, 3 Pacific time. I made the comment that Lloyd Carr was running after somebody. He was running toward his defensive unit here, Gary.
And I think right now Lloyd realizes how important this drive is. He knows if Purdue scores here, it's going to be a dogfight for the rest of the game. His offense just let him down with a 3rd and short, and he's saying, come on, defense, play this like the last drive of a game. We need a stop here.
Purdue trails by 12 points right now when he yanked his headset off. He appears to have damaged it a little bit, so Lloyd's repairing it so he can hear his assistant coaches. 4 down linemen. They fake the end around. Brees has got a running back wide open, and Cedric Brown out to the 27-yard line.
So patient Drew Brees is. Had guys looking for the home run. That was a play looking for a home run ball. It wasn't there. He read his keys. He remembered what he looked at in film. He didn't get the look, so he just dumped it off and is going to try to move the chains. All you young quarterbacks out there, the big play will happen. Watch these two guys taking the little plays.
Brees keeps it. First down. Hit the mark.
Run all the way that time.
And for you folks who joined us, let me show you 2 plays that Purdue would dearly love to have back. In the first half, on their opening drive, they drove for what would have been a touchdown, but the pass is dropped in the back of the end zone. They settle for 3. Then a bad call. They gave Michigan the ball on an interception at the goal line, and Howard obviously did not have control, but Michigan took it and marched for another touchdown. Now it's 1st and 10 here for Purdue. Drew Brees sprinting to the left. Drops it off to Sutherland, and Sutherland is out, and you just can sense a different rhythm with this Purdue team this half, Gary.
Brent, I think they went in at halftime and said, listen, they haven't stopped us. Come on, we're beating ourselves. We can move the ball on these guys if we're just patient. Let's just try to make first downs, and let's not try to do everything in the first half. I mean, in the first drive, excuse me. You look at the pass chart for Drew Brees. Look at how accurate this guy is. Remember, 2 of them have been dropped. He is amazingly accurate.
2nd down and 2. Stopped on the swing pass, and that was Victor Hobson who made the defensive play on Cedric Brown. Let us check in with Jackaroo. Jack?
Well, Gary, you talk about the changes that are made at halftime. One of the things that Jim Chaney, the offensive coordinator, loves to do is say, get a philosophical feel for his opponent's defense. Then he says, I'll narrow down 100 plays to maybe 20 to 25. And then he says, at halftime is when we make our big adjustments. Looks like, as you said, they've done a good job.
Here's 3rd and 5 after the defensive play by Hobson. Big play in the drive. Brees with time. Stratton right at the first down mark. He's going to get the spot. First down, Purdue.
The theme of stopping Drew Brees is mug the receivers and get a hand in the face of Drew Brees. Watch how long he has to throw this ball. He's just going to stand there, no pass rush at all. Wait and wait and wait and wait for someone to get across that first down line and throw it. He's too accurate to do that on 3rd and 5. He's got to get a hand in his face.
There's a handoff now and Brown to the 46, and Dave Petrozello was asked about their attitude. After Brees is successful, what do you do?
Patience. You know, this team is just one that you have to keep going. You got to keep going. You can't start letting his big playmaking ability get you down, you know, and going out there and just having the attitude of not quitting and keep going.
Well, here they are on 2nd and 6. Incomplete. Trying to thread the needle. Whitley with good coverage on the wide man. It was Keith Dawson on the sideline. That was a big play for the Wolverines right now. And they switch 5 different players. Jimmy Herman, now a sixth man.
Fresh
will
bodies.
be rotated, keeping fresh troops on the field, Gary.
Right. Remember last time, no pressure on the quarterback. This time, let's see if Jim Herman tries to change it up and put pressure by rushing more than 3.
Third down and 6.
3-man rush.
Brees waits, middle, got it, first down. John Standiford to the 41-yard line.
Can't really fault Jimmy Herman. Remember, he bought the safety blitz on the touchdown to Sutherland. Now he rushes 3 guys, and Brees picks them apart. Accuracy from a quarterback is key, and both of these quarterbacks are showing that if you get what you look at, how good an offense can be. No pass rush. The freshman cuts across the middle. Not very good coverage by Michigan that time. Poor technique in your man coverage, and you give them a first down.
13-yard gain to the Wolverine 41.
Michigan's DBs could be wearing down.
There's that inside handoff, Cedric Brown. And he barges to the 36-yard line, and Hobson again. Well, we go back historically, and you can see how Brees measures up with Chuck Long. He was a great Iowa Hawkeye quarterback. 75 touchdown passes now, with that one in the first half to Vinny Sutherland. Broke the tie with Long. You can see the total offense ahead of him and closing in on pass yards. So he'll hold the conference and the Purdue passing records when his fabulous career is finally over here at the end of the season. Brees has got it. On a quarterback keeper, not much out of it because Whitley read it well, and number 5 quickly moved to the attack.
On that play, Drew Brees has the option of keeping that ball on his own. The rest of the offense didn't even know that time he was going to keep it. Look at that, 20 for 25.
He's 20 at 25. Hinson is 21 at 27. Folks, we have had the gunfight at the OK Corral between these two here today.
You know what, Brent? The fire alarm kept us up awake last night over at the hotel. We stayed with Michigan, but I don't think Jimmy Herman slept anyway.
Third down and 3. Hinson, Brees fires complete to the 25-yard line.
Yeah, first big-time catch. That's the first one Brees kind of pulled the string on it, and his senior receiver bailed him out this time. A little bit of pressure up front. Brees sidesteps it to the outside as he goes right past Eric Wilson that time, throws him a little low, and Sutherland comes back and digs it out.
Andre Henderson is split out to the left for Brees. On a play fake, he's going to run again to the right. Got an alley. 15 and out of bounds. So college football on ABC Sports is brought to you by the new 2001 Pontiac Bonneville, luxury with attitude. Morgan Stanley, Gene Witter. Move your money, get well connected. Dr. Pepper in your local Dr. Pepper bottler. Dr. Pepper makes the world taste better. And BASF. We don't make a lot of the products you buy. We make a lot of the products you buy better.
Brent, us along with a lot of people up in the press box at halftime, we're talking about Michigan as being maybe the best team in the country. I don't know if their defense is the best team in the country, but this is a young defense, a lot of injuries.
Second down and 2 after the Brees run. And Lowe back on the field, slips through. Touchdown, Purdue! They score on their first 2 possessions of the second half.
Both of these offenses make you defend the whole field. Brees throwing, Brees on keepers, bootleg passes, and all of a sudden you hand it off to a guy you can't hardly even see behind that senior offensive line, and they poke it into the end zone to make it 28-23.
Travis Dorsch adds the extra point. So now Lowe is carried 14 times for 100 yards and this 16-yard touchdown. Timeout.
make the seats. We make them more comfortable. We don't make the lipstick. We make it brighter. We don't make the jacket. We make it warmer. We don't make the floor. We make it tougher. We don't make a lot of the products you buy. We make a lot of the products you buy better. BASF.
E is for experiment, emergency, embarrassment, and expensive. But not if you're working with Dell, since we design our servers, storage, and services to make it easier for you to succeed on the internet. So, E is for easy. At least with Dell it is. To find out more, visit Dell.com.
Dell business servers use Intel Pentium 3 Xeon processors.
Time calls Gideon's Crossing an important dramatic television event. Don't miss a special premiere without commercial interruption. Tuesday, 10/9 Central on ABC.
Purdue closes back to within 5 of Michigan, 28-23. Still 4:12 left in the third quarter. Purdue has scored on its 2 possessions so far this half, and they stopped Michigan and Drew Henson for the first time today. Vargas lets it go out. So it'll come out on the 20, and we're at Ross-Ade Stadium with Jack Arute and Gary Danielson. I'm Brent Musburger. Michigan 28, Purdue 23. And Purdue scored twice this half on the ground. First it was Ennis, airborne. Then it was Lowe, squirting from 16 yards out. End zone. And now it will be up to Michigan to see if they can respond to the latest Brees heroics as he leads Purdue to 2 touchdowns here in the second half. Now Drew Henson back out. Anthony Thomas, known as the A-Train, behind him. As cues the fullback. Henson would put it up on first down. The screen to Thomas. It's red. Thomas breaks a tackle. It gets no further than the 21-yard line with Matt Natrone. And now we take a look at a brilliant comparison. Henson 22 of 28. Brees 21 of 26. 214 to 197. And Brees, this half, Gary, has been on fire.
9 for 10 in the second half of this game.
Just remarkable.
Absolutely. You know, one is an Elway-esque, and the other is Kurt Warner in accuracy, the way he throws the ball.
2nd and 7, here comes the end around, and here comes Bellamy. Bellamy out of bounds at the 36-yard line. First down, and we send you to Jack Arute.
Well, Brent, we saw Lloyd Carr talking to his defense a couple of series ago. Roxback took his defense just before they went back on the field and reminded them that they need to keep it very simple. He said quite explicitly, remember, it's one series, series by series. And he said, you know what? Even more so, let's just keep it play by play.
I think the coaches know that they're involved in one that could go to the last series. When you watch Carr on one side and the coordinators for Purdue on the other, you just get the feeling of the intensity building in this one. Here comes Thomas.
Very interesting, Glenn. Both of the head coaches, Lloyd Carr and Joe Tiller, got their roots as defensive coordinators in college football.
Well, tomorrow, the PGA Tour's fall finish is in full swing. ABC Sports travels to Virginia. Final round coverage of the Michelob Championship at Kings Mill. Tomorrow live at 4 Eastern, 1 Pacific on ABC. 2nd down and 7.
The game has changed so much, though, in the last 10 years. You're going to athletes now. You spread them out. You isolate them. You match it up very much like the NFL, and the influence of the NFL has been huge on college football.
Walker and Terrell are off to the right. And Henson looks in that direction, and he's got Terrell. Terrell brought down from behind at the 43 by Woodyard.
You can... Lloyd Carr talking to his guys. Brock Spack talking to his guys. Come on, let's play hard. What can you do, though? When you got a matchup and timing like this, Henson goes back. Look at the timing. Thrown before he breaks. Decent coverage. What are you going to do about that? The only way to do it is like they do in the big leagues, Brent. You got to get to the quarterback.
Exactly. 17-yard gain on that pass completion, and now Henson has thrown for 232 yards. Split back look. Armstrong in the game is the fullback, and he'll lead the A-Train Thomas to the 37-yard line, and Adele making the stop. So a reminder that at the end of the game, we'll select a Chevrolet player of the game from each team. Chevrolet makes a $1,000 contribution. Deach University General Scholarship Fund. Do we do it now or do we do it later? And Terrell limped off to the side after that completion. So he's out of the game right now on 2nd and 4. Seymour and Chapeau, the Wolverines, the two tight ends, looks like a blitz off the corner. They blitz the run, and Thomas is short of the first down. Joe Odom was in on the stop down there.
The situation for Michigan and their field goal kicking, remember, they've only been 3 for 9 this season, and them being on the 32-yard line, I think they're in 4-down territory. No matter what, they've got 2 yards to make, or 2 downs here to make a first down.
Jackaroo, what's up with Terrell? We see he's come. Well, we know he's coming back in the game, my friend. What happened?
Yeah, but Brent, the thing you have to be concerned about is the reason he came out. He's starting to cramp up. It's kind of cold, and I'll tell you what, if you start to cramp now, you got another whole quarter to go.
3rd down. They run, and Purdue ate the play up. Thomas never had a chance. They stormed the walls, the Boilermakers did.
Now they have to punt, don't they?
Jason Lorzell makes another big play for Purdue.
Very interesting decision here by Lloyd Carr as you look at this stop. I mean, Brees is going to gain yards no matter what happens. Lorzell's going to come right over the middle right here, just like he stopped it earlier in the game. Comes in from the linebacker stunt. You might as well go for it. What's the difference if you give the Drew Brees the ball on the 40 or you give it to him on the 20? He's going to gain yards. I think I'd rather have, say, Henson give it another shot.
Very, very good point, Gary. I agree with you. 4th down and 5 for the first down. And a timeout, though, is going to be used as the final seconds tick away on the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, that's what it was.
So they'll get a chance to discuss it over on the far side. Drew Henson, Lloyd Carr, and the rest of the Michigan Brain Trust. And we'll come back for the 4th quarter after this message and a word from our ABC station.
She's in the black Bonneville.
The Bonneville with MagnaSteer. It uses an advanced magnetic field for handling so precise, it can even outmaneuver itself.
Stop all black Bonnevilles.
The Bonneville SSEI. Luxury with attitude by Pontiac. A new generation, a new today. Got the new man's way to lose the gray. I'm a Grecian man. Fast and easy, I'm on track. It's like my natural color's back. Grecian man. No flashy woman's look, no way. The new man's way to lose the gray.
A tiny planet with the perfect climate to support life is warming. Doing nothing is not an option.
Ohio State faces Wisconsin, or other regional action, next on ABC.
ABC Sunday, the season premiere you waited all summer for.
I've never been more ready for any trial in my life. I've never done this before.
Done what?
Traded on our personal relationship.
It's a whole new season of the Emmy-winning drama. The Practice premieres ABC Sunday, 10/9 Central. Welcome back.
Newspapers say McIntosh's TV ads are false. They damage his credibility. The facts? O'Bannon's effective at budgetary management, national experts say. He cracked down on nursing home abuses, and Indiana is a national model for long-term care. It's McIntosh who actually voted to repeal tough nursing home standards for seniors. The worst record in Congress on Social Security and Medicare. David McIntosh, false negative ads, and a record we just can't trust.
Judge Judy Justice, weekdays at 4 on RTV6.
And ladies and gentlemen, this is just a great quarterback duel between Brees and Henson. I don't know that I remember a couple of college quarterbacks
two great
going at it
players.
like this.
Henson early in his career and Brees at the end of his career, but a fascinating football game. Michigan now has a decision to make. Brent, a new holder here. Watch for a changeup by Michigan. That is not their regular holder in the game.
Whitley, and it's a punt. They're going to pooch punt.
Yeah, nice play.
Epstein out of it, try to get the ball inside the 10 if they can. It's a great call. Out of bounds, as Epstein, the regular punter, is also their long field goal kicker. And with that setup and Whitley, they do punt it out of bounds, and it's out at the 5-yard line.
Nice play.
Tough field position
Yes,
here.
it is. And I think Drew Brees says, hey, when we started this half, we were down 28-10. Now it's 28-23. I don't care if we have to start the game and start this drive from our end zone. We got the ball with a chance to take the lead.
So Drew Brees who drove the Boilermakers to scores with their 2 possessions in the third quarter. They have closed to within 5, 28-23. And it's Montrell Lowe behind the right sideline, perhaps the 6th, and a busy, important day in the Big Ten, the month of October, and Northwestern blowing out Indiana 31-14. Michigan State and Iowa in a dandy there. Iowa desperate, and Minnesota up 5 on Penn State coming off the Purdue win. And later here on ABC, you'll see unbeaten Ohio State against the Badgers of Wisconsin. So a lot of things happening around the Big Ten. One of the headlines has to be the work of Northwestern this year, and Gary Danielson's young son, in case you don't know it, Matt Danielson, a backup quarterback up there. I know, Gary,
well, let's give
you
all
talked to him,
we
and
did.
He's got to be so pleased with his team.
They're all thrilled, but, you know, a lot of credit goes to Zach Kustok, their starting quarterback. He transferred from Notre Dame, you know, worked hard to be eligible there, and he's had a great season. I'm real happy for Zach. He's had a great season.
And they've got a terrific running back in Damian Anderson. Perhaps early in November, if they keep going, and they play Purdue next week, that won't be easy for them up there.
How about that showdown, Michigan-Northwestern? Would that be something?
On the 4th, that was Rackens who limped off for Michigan as Drew Brees sprints out of the end zone, fires, almost picked off by Whitley. A dangerous pass over there to Morales, and Whitley had a shot at it.
That time Drew Brees got greedy. He had Sutherland for a nice 5 or 6 yard play. He passed up his first completion, trying to get a big completion that time. Watch Sutherland to the outside. He's going to come in and then go back out, and he's wide open on the play. Sutherland comes in, goes back out, throw him the ball. That might be a first down. He goes for the big play and almost gets burned.
Now here's the 3rd down that Whitley and the Michigan defense want to stop Brees and Purdue on right here. 3rd down, and give Henson decent field position after the punt. From the end zone, Brees responds. Got it! No! Drop. It looked for a moment like Sutherland might hang on, but it was Whitley over there again making a big play off the corner. Whitley having a huge afternoon here for the Wolverines.
2 good plays.
He's been busy.
He really has. And Brent, I wouldn't, you know, I know that was close, but I think that was a good defensive play by Whitley that time. Whitley was right there. Wouldn't really call it a drop ball this time, I don't think. Whitley's right there to jar it loose right when it was there, and that's what you want your defenders to do in a passing game.
Now, it looks like they've changed punter.
No, and here's the punt.
Scott Kurz is the punter, not Travis Dorsch. That is a huge change this week. This is the first time we've seen the Purdue punt team, and remember, they've botched 6 of them in the last 3 weeks. Low snap. Penalty flag is down. Bellamy from the 46. Coming up the middle, Bellamy. And Bellamy brings it to the 25-yard line, but there is a penalty flag thrown by the linesman.
Bellamy is going to be a great player before he leaves Michigan. He is fast and fearless, too. Well, Michigan will decline that.
I'd say field position inside the 25-yard line.
Lloyd made a great choice there. That little pooch punt down to the 5, stop the Boilermakers, and all of a sudden he gets the ball on the 25, 1st and 10.
Yeah, that was a great decision. You know, I think at first they were probably going to pooch punt through Hinson.
Yes, I think they were too.
Because they have done it. They were going to line him up back in the shotgun. Then with the timeout, they said, let's set the long field goal. The wind's now at our back, and maybe we can decoy them that way, and they certainly did. Nobody was back deep, and that play worked for the Wolverines. Now an important drive. You can see the take charge guy, number 7. There's no question about who runs this Michigan huddle. There is no doubt. And he's 23 of 29 for 232 and 3 touches today. Thomas, they've used him on screens when they're spreading. This time they run away from him with the fullback Askew. Penalty flag comes flying.
Yeah, we're going to get holding, though. Sean Phillips was held by the tight end that time, Billy Seymour. Second big mistake by Seymour.
And also, Jonathan Goodwin was irate about the call over here, too, Gary.
Seymour held, though, right at the end of the line. At least one of them. I don't think they can give him more than one penalty, but Seymour held. Match right up at the end, so right out here. I think this is where it happens right here. Phillips, 53. Phillips forces him in, and when he cuts back in, you see the jersey just grabbed, and that's going to be the holding penalty. The field judge has his eyes right on the tight end every time, and they're going to call it facing any jersey just at all wrinkled.
Michigan at the Purdue 35-yard line. First down and 21 for the Wolverines. Drew Hinson hits Thomas, and he's to the 23-yard line, almost the original line of scrimmage. Joe Odom making the play defensively here for the Boilermakers with 13:10 to go in the 4th. Welcome to West Lafayette, everybody, with Gary Danielson and Jack Arute. I'm Brent Musburger. Big Ten thriller. Michigan 28, Purdue 23. Two fine quarterbacks going toe-to-toe. Right now it's Drew Hinson in Michigan. Second down on the drive, and Marquise Walker short of the first down for the Wolverines. Marquise Walker with 8 catches today for 60 yards. Ralph Turner from Dallas, Texas makes the stop.
David Terrell is playing now at about 75% capacity. He is saving himself. He's limping out when plays that he's not involved in. Maybe he's saving himself for a little bit of gas he has left to catch a ball, but he is not 100%.
This is 3rd and 2.
Here he is right at the bottom of the screen back there.
Hinson looks downfield. Gets rid of it. Incomplete. It's 4th down, and now Michigan will attempt the field goal.
I think they wanted to go to David Terrell deep that time, and he couldn't get down the field. David has to tell his coaches that he's not 100% and come in with somebody else. Here's the fade. Look at Terrell. Cannot run full out. No one to throw to, and had to go off to the sideline. There it is, half speed. David needs to get out of the game, get some salt pills or something.
The regular holder, John Navarre, is in this time for Jeff Delverne, who will attempt this field goal for the Wolverines. And Delverne hits a 34-yarder, and Michigan's lead goes to 8. Timeout.
It opens automatically. It reverses automatically when it encounters an obstacle. It closes automatically. Who has the first power hatch ever offered in a minivan? It's automatic. Dodge Grand Caravan, the best minivan ever. The all-new Dodge Caravan. Different.
Hey, Shannon, I'll give you 2 shots in this hole. You already had an advantage. You're right. I had one earlier. So are you going to tell me what your advantage is? Sure, it's the right balance of protein and carbs. What is? My advantage. I'm the one who needs an advantage. I know. Very funny. So how can I get an advantage? Have you tried buying it?
Convenient, great-tasting advantage from EAS. Smart nutrition for active people.
High finance, underground. Janice is down here, checking up on a potential investment. A communications company that says they've laid more cable than their competitors. They look great on paper, but Janice gets beneath the surface, goes down and counts cable. They do have the most. They're ready to grow. Fast. Just what Janice was digging for. So what's up with your money? Get there. Janice Mutual Funds.
Go where you wanna go.
Introducing Goodyear's new and improved AquaTread 3. At highway speeds in a downpour, a set of AquaTread 3 tires pumps away over 6 gallons of water per second for outstanding wet traction. That's serious technology. Freedom from worry. The all-new 80,000-mile wet traction, dry traction AquaTread 3.
Serious freedom.
Only from Goodyear.
Goodyear, Goodyear.
Good morning, America. It's a brand new day. Fresher and livelier than its competition. Good morning, America scores. Do something good for yourself. Good morning, America.
11:55 to go in the fourth. Michigan 31, Purdue 23. And Gary Danielson, this has been a quarterback flameout.
Yeah, it really has. You know, it's fun to watch. Both coaches have let these guys do it. They're the centers of their offense right now. Drew Henson is the center of the Michigan offense. They're going to let him ride this team the rest of the year, and he's going to take them as far as they can go. Now Drew Brees comes on, down 8 points with a chance now to tie the game.
Out of the end zone and out on the 20, and we go to Terry Gannon in New York for an NU update. Terry?
Brent, thank you. Our Burger King update takes us north of the city of Chicago to Evanston. The Wildcats rolling Damian Anderson, a 15-yard touchdown run, 245 yards, his 3rd touchdown run of the game, 38-14 over Indiana right now. Brent.
Just absolutely amazing. And in case you folks did not catch the story, a couple of the coaches at Northwestern, including head coach Randy Walker, are very close to John Matsko of the St. Louis Rams staff. They went down in the spring and they studied what the St. Louis Rams were doing to attack, and they have used some of that at Northwestern. Obviously, it's working. Here's Drew Brees. Speaking of offense is working, sliding, first down, Purdue. And you know, Gary, when you talk about gunners like we've got on the field, you know, when you think basketball, there's one guy you think of from Lebanon.
Around Purdue, the all-time gunner is Rick Mount. And the only way you could stop this guy was to foul him or get a hand in his face. And the gunners we have out here today, just like Mount, can't be stopped.
And also, he played for Gary's father-in-law, George King. Fine coach here, later the athletic director. Nice gentleman. First down and 10. And from the gun, it's Brees. Middle, got it. And it's Stratton at the 35-yard line.
He's tucked by our umpire. It's not like he doesn't know there's going to be passes today. He read that one beautifully and just ducked right underneath it. Take a look at this right here. He's going to come up and look at the play, and then he realizes he feels it. He's studying my films. I know they like to cross the guys. Duck out of the way and get the completion. That's nice. Good job by Jimmy Herman. You mentioned it before, Brent, keeping fresh players on the field to rush the passer. Not a sack in the game.
On 2nd and 7, Lowe to run on a slit cutback. And Brees out runs the block for him as Lowe picks up a first down at the 45. College football on ABC, brought to you by Dodge, and nearly 3,000 dealers invite you to come and see what's different. Burger King, got the urge? Ameritrade, it's how you get somewhere on Wall Street, and Thrifty Car Rental, the car you want, the service you expect, all at a low rate. Just what you want, just Thrifty. Doing a job today also, aren't they, against this tenacious Wolverine defense that has used a lot of personnel. Here's Brees, Whitley to blitz, pushed out of the way, so he goes deep and incomplete.
corner blitz that time, picked up by the offensive line, and a nice job in the secondary that time for Michigan. Nowhere to throw the ball.
And Patman had good coverage, didn't he?
Sure
Get
did.
down that sideline, Gary.
Well-coordinated defense that time. Bring the corner. Dwayne Patman swings across, covers the receiver, giving Brees nowhere to throw the ball.
I'd like to negotiate the 2 professional contracts for Brees and Drew Henson.
Be nice. I think his dad's got one sewed up for one of the guys. He's already locked out.
Second down or 10. There's the corner blitz. Whitley's coming, and he's picked up, and so Brees takes off with the middle, slides to the 50. There's a penalty flag for filing on Anthony Jordan, number 28. Hit Brees after he was sliding, and the officials had blown the play dead, and they thought that Michigan was just a little overly aggressive, and it is a very, very costly penalty here, Gary.
It sure was. Good defensive call by Michigan this time. No one open. Drew gets up about 5 or 6 yards, slides, and then there's the hit late, and it's going to be called every time.
Indication against. And they're going to take that ball inside the 35-yard line. Let's get an update on Terrell. Let's go to Jackaroo.
Well, Gary Danielson, you said that you thought David Terrell needed to come out of the game. Well, he did, but for the reason he has a problem with his left knee. Actually, his knee has a new knee brace on it. It's one of those rubber braces. In addition to that, he's been trying to stay loosened up by riding a stationary bicycle. He is wounded, but he will go back out.
All right, now Drew Brees with a first down at the 35. Michigan again trying to come with foot, and Brees fires complete. Hits his underneath man, Vinny Sutherland again. And that play was being defended by Jeremy Lasser.
Justin Vargas this time, number 34, is in at safety in the football game right now. As Michigan is starting to say, we got a lock on these receivers. We can't let them throw the ball short. Vargas is back playing deep safety, and everyone said he's going to be a future star at the safety position.
9.5 minutes.
Here he is out, way out to the bottom of the corner. He's on his receiver one-on-one, bottom of the screen.
Brees going to fire quickly, and here comes Sutherland. Got the corner, out of bounds at the 16, and a penalty flag. This one could be against Purdue.
Silly penalty, way behind the play that time. I think it was Timmy Stratton, the tight end, took a block that was 20 yards behind the play. He's going to get a call.
And that will nullify a slick 18-yard gain. Brees to Sutherland.
First bubble screen I've seen Purdue run in 4 games. Teams have been taking that play away from the Purdue offense.
Dead ball. Personal foul on the offense. It's a late hit. 15-yard penalty from the end of the run. The offense still made enough yards for a first down. It'll still be first down.
That is the first penalty assessed against Purdue today, and it earns the tight end Stratton a spot right next to the head coach, and that might be the worst penalty of all.
This shouldn't be 1st and 10, though. It should be 1st and 25, or it should not have been a first down.
1st and 10 at the Michigan 30.
The referees made a mistake.
1st and 10 for Purdue, trailing by 8 points in the 4th quarter, and Montrell Lowe is stuffed at the 30-yard line, bringing second down as Larry Stevens comes in to make the stop with Jack Arute and Gary Danielson. I'm Brett Musburger. We have had a wonderful duel here between Drew Brees and Drew Henson this afternoon. Right now, Brees is attempting to rally the Boilermakers.
Michigan starting to match up all around the field up top.
Complete. And the tight end makes up for it. Tim Stratton earns a first down. Now, This is what Stratton got the what for over here with Coach Joe Tiller.
Oh, yeah, he's
and I
upset.
mean, don't you be doing that, young man, following a play and getting a stupid penalty like that. You understand? We don't tolerate any of that around here, or something to that effect.
Yep. And then perfect read by Drew Brees. He found the one matchup on the field that it was a receiver against a linebacker, and that's where he threw the ball.
13 yards low, tiptoes, then dashes to the 10-yard line. Nifty inside move by Lowe.
Brent, I'll tell you what the Purdue players like about Joe Tiller, though. They don't mind being yelled at like that because he put them back in the game. Every player can take that from a coach. It's when you get benched on a play like that that everybody starts to say, oh, man, I don't want to make that critical mistake and lose my job. Joe Tiller will give you an earful, then he puts you back in there and says, go play some football now.
Exactly. 56-14. Oklahoma over Texas. That's the update. Wow. Second down, there was movement. Here comes the yellow. And Lowe out of bounds at the 6-yard line.
A good run by Lowe to force Michigan to take the penalty. Had he been stopped in the backfield, Michigan would have probably declined and made it 3rd and 4. Now they're going to force the Michigan Wolverines into taking a penalty.
We have 2 fouls in the play. Illegal motion on the offense, offside on the defense. Most penalties are offset. We'll repeat now.
Yeah, let's remind everybody right now that coming up next, we've got a lot more fine football. Big Ten, Ohio State, and Wisconsin. The Buckeyes are unbeaten, but they'll have trouble in Madison. Count on it. Nebraska, #1 in one poll, 2 in the other. North Carolina State and Clemson should be a dandy coming up, and also Arizona, USC out west. All right, so it is 2nd down and 3. Purdue trails by 8 points, a touchdown and the 2-point conversion. Here's Lowe, and he is swallowed by the middle of the Wolverine defense, Larry Foote. Junior inside linebacker who's very active, number 17, played well last week, then injured his ankle and did not return, but he made a nice stop there.
I thought that was a curious call, 2nd and a medium that time. Michigan loves when Purdue lines up with 2 tight ends and runs the ball. They're used to running that defense. They need to spread and expose this Michigan defense out.
And you can see how we've had 2 dandy rushers today. Thomas and Lowe, both averaging over 16 yards. 3rd down and 3.
Michigan's going to blitz here. Oh,
and Brees over the middle has the freshman touchdown. They're a 2-point conversion away as John Standiford dashes into the end zone for Joe Tiller's offense. But now a critical 2-point conversion.
Brent, I think you'll see again why I do not like going for 2 early in the game. Had they kicked the extra point earlier, an extra point now ties it. Crossing route, Michigan backs way too far that time away from the play. That close to the goal line, you can't take those deep drops. And an easy crossing route puts it into the end zone.
Now Drew Brees back in the gun, needs this for the tie. Middle, no, it's dropped.
Tight end fell down, slipped on the paint.
So Tim Stratton goes down. The pass is incomplete, and Michigan leads it by 2, 31-29.
E is for experiment, emergency, embarrassment, and expensive. But not if you're working with Dell, since we design our servers, storage, and services to make it easier for you to succeed on the internet. So, E is for easy. At least with Dell it is. To find out more, visit Dell.com.
Dell business servers use Intel Pentium 3 Xeon processors.
again anew. With new easy out-rolling captain's chairs. New 3-zone climate control. New power sliding doors. New power hatch. New brighter headlamps. New. Dodge Grand Caravan. The best minivan ever. And did we mention it's new? The all-new Dodge Caravan. Different.
I like new things, especially when they get old.
Like keeping things around? Good news. Introducing Valvoline Max Life, the first motor oil formulated for higher mileage engines. Max Life conditions use seals to help prevent leaks and helps keep your high mileage engine performing for a long, long time.
Son, another 100,000 miles and this baby will be yours.
Can't miss Monday Night Football. Tampa Bay against Minnesota, a key NFC Central Division match. Warren Sapp and the Buccaneers, Randy Moss and the Vikings. It won't get any better than that at 9 Eastern on ABC. Travis Dorsch, line drive kickoff, in and out of Farkas's hands at the 10. Now slips over and he's down short of the 15-yard line.
Take a look at the two-point conversion right here. This is where the ball's going to Timmy Stratton. He's going to run a choice route. He's going to come inside and then go outside and watch his foot give way in the paint. His left foot, up, right there. Ball's down, perfect throw, incompletion.
Well, now I would think that Michigan has to play like the score is tied instead of being ahead 2 points, Gary. Would you agree with that?
I don't think they need to tuck it in there in the briefcase and run the 70 Bo Schembechler offense. Sorry, Bo, but I do think you got to keep the ball in your hands of your best player, and Michigan's best player is number 7.
And the second best player may be David Terrell right there, who is back on the field.
I like that they have Bellamy on the field, too, though, in the slot right there. He's too good of a player to be on the sidelines now.
And they motion him to the slot the other side. They throw the screen to Marquise Walker. Set motion one way, and he's down at the 20-yard line, so a gain of about 5 yards. Now, Jackaroo, what did Lloyd Carr tell you about what he was going to do?
Well, he didn't tell me. What he did is he grabbed Drew Brees, and he went with Brees to the offense, and he challenged each one individually, face to face. He told them, gentlemen, it is time. Excuse me, it was Drew Henson, not Drew Brees, but played with intensity. He says, you've got to play like it's tied, as you said, Gary. He said, you've got to play the best series that you've played all day.
All right, Jack. The battle of the Drews continues here. 2nd down and 5. The handoff to Anthony Thomas nowhere because of the play by Ralph Turner.
Ralph Turner came to Purdue as a cornerback, moved over to safety, one of the two strong safety in the game, along with Stuart Swigert, the free safety, right off the edge this time, right over there making the play. Askew makes his only mistake of the game. He misses the strong safety. He runs right by him to get no play on that play. DJ Askew, that's his man.
3rd down and 11 for Henson, who's 26 of 33 for 256 yards. Middle, almost intercepted by Adele. Aiken Adele from Irving, Texas. Dropped back, had a shot at it, and couldn't hang on.
Aiken Adele is a defensive end. That's why Drew Brees never saw him on the play. He's usually rushing the passer. Adele had 11 sacks last year, the most on Purdue's team, dropping in coverage.
Now Hayden Epstein standing on the Michigan goal. Vinny Sutherland. Midfield. Ran into his own man who couldn't get through the defensive player, and he's down at the 48-yard line. Good field position. Timeout.
Presenting the best minivan ever. The the only one available with power sliding doors and a power hatch. Nothing else is remotely like it. The all-new Dodge Grand Caravan. Different.
Big on taste, but low on cash? Try the new 99-cent BK Cravers menu from Burger King. 8 mouth-watering choices at an unbelievable price. Like the tasty chicken tender sandwich. Or spicy jalapeno poppers. Just 99 cents every day at Burger King, where you can get great tasting food every day. Got the urge?
Yeah, hi. I just have a quick question about placing a limit order. Sure, I'll continue to hold. It's only been 42 minutes. Thanks a lot. You, want to grab lunch? Lunch? No, I had lunch yesterday. Telling you, bud. Switch to Ameritrade. Switch? And miss soft hits of the 80s?
Go to Ameritrade.com. Ameritrade. It's how you get somewhere on Wall Street.
Tonight, I am your son. The new season of the ABC Big Picture Show begins with Mel Gibson.
Give me back my son!
Ransom, ABC tonight at 8, 7 Central.
The best starting field position today for Purdue and quarterback Drew Brees.
Look at the difference in style for Michigan. They've decided we're not going to give you the gimme throws. They're coming up on everybody.
Brees takes it long, and the freshman can't hang on. Standiford just off his fingertips. Patman, the defender, as you take a look at Purdue with all 3 of its timeouts, just like Michigan. Dorsch, the field goal specialist, has kicked a 47-yarder. Third down conversion, Brees and Purdue, 12 of 14. They have now thrown 35 times and completed 26 for 242 yards. And there is Travis Dorsch staying warm here on the near side Purdue sideline. Second down. Michigan with 4 down defensive linemen, and Brees takes off. First down across the 35-yard line. A 14-yard run for the Purdue quarterback.
No time to think about safety now. 2-point game against Michigan. You've never beat these guys. This was a called play, a quarterback draw all the way. And Drew Brees says, I can't worry about being healthy. I'm going for it. And he got popped pretty good. I watched him coming up and flexing his arm as he got up, but he had to have the first down.
Almost 900 total yards here today. 469 to 431. And it has been a great offensive show. Sutherland's number 14 at the bottom of your screen. Brees looking. Fire incomplete. Came back to Seth Morales and Todd Howard, the defender there.
I think Michigan's defense and Jimmy Herman has now kind of figured it out. He said, we can't give Brees easy throws. Maybe we don't feel comfortable playing bump and run. Maybe we don't have the athletes like Penn State or Ohio State does to jam them all over the field in the secondary. But we have to do it. It's the only way to stop the offense is to come up and come after the receiver. If you lay back, Brees is just too accurate. He'll pick you apart. Michigan up in the faces of the Purdue receiver.
4:18 now. Brees fires in. That time he got the man in the middle across the 30-yard line. So it will leave Purdue with 3rd and short. That was Stratton, the tight end. And Stratton here today with 9 catches for 68 yards. Sutherland has 9 catches for 112 yards.
Joe Tiller has to start thinking ahead now. They don't get the first down. Do you use the field goal attempt now? Remember, a miss by Dorsch last week against Penn State. That's what Joe Tiller right now is thinking about. If we don't make it, you got to think ahead. What's your strategy?
A little breeze would be blowing against Dorsch if they do try it here. 3rd down and 5 for the Boilermakers. Here comes the blitz. He's got his man, and he's got the first down. Inside the 20-yard line, John Standiford has become the go-to guy. 11 yards.
Very subtle part of the offense in this Joe Tiller offense is to use the umpire as a little bit of a pick. Here comes the receiver in. Now watch the umpire cut right underneath them, and that forces the defender to go behind. It's a little bit of a angle that this offense can use in those short yardage situations.
Now, Montrell Lowe, who's been a dandy running back today for 117 yards, back in the game with the ball in the red zone for Purdue. Here comes Lowe. There's his specialty. And he runs it to the 10-yard line. It'll be second and short. And if we have time permitting, the thrifty Carlino postgame report with our pair of Terrys, Terry Gannon and Terry Bowden, back in New York. They'll have all the big stories. Northwestern doing it again. Oklahoma says, we can't wait to get to Manhattan. Kansas, that is. And we will be there, Gary and I, for Oklahoma, Kansas State. Right now, we've got a great one here in West Lafayette. Second down and 2. Here's Lowe, and he's stuffed by foot. What a great stop that was by the Michigan linebacker here on second down.
Michigan should start using their timeouts now. They need to look at, there's probably going to be a field goal, and they have taken a timeout. Very good call by Lloyd Carr.
So the Wolverines take one as Foot steps into the hole with the whole body. Timeout.
In a 1961 game, Willie Mays had 5 at-bats and took only 5 swings. One of those swings shattered his bat, and he still hit the ball 400 feet, just barely missing a home run by inches. As amazing as that was, nobody talked much about it. That's because his other 4 swings were home runs.
When you're an original, you do it your own way. Original Coors.
Original Coors, it's a big hit around here.
What do I want the internet to be? I want it to be like Frank here. He really knows customers. Package Frank. Put him together with the internet. Now you've got something. You know, I just wanted doing e-business with us to be more human.
Today, Nortel Networks is combining the power of the new high-performance internet with the tools your business needs to deliver stronger, more Frank-like e-business solutions.
Come together right now over me.
Guess what the interior of the all-new Dodge Caravan is as quiet as. Dodge Grand Caravan, the best minivan ever. Different.
Well, no surprise here, folks. And Chevrolet, in recognition of these 2 great quarterbacks, donates $1,000 to each University General Scholarship Fund. With Jack Arute and Gary Danielson, I'm Brent Musburger. Welcome to the showdown. 3rd down and 2. Drew Brees and Purdue down a pair right now to Michigan. Time running down in the 4th quarter and before the snap.
Legal procedure by the Purdue.
But for those folks who just joined us, let me take you back to our quarterback story. And what a duel we have had between these two. Drew Brees now on the field.
Dead ball. Ball start. Offense.
Brees is 28 of 38 for 258 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 1 controversial interception. And Henson, 26 of 34 for 256, 3 touchdowns, all in the first half. So just a wonderful shootout between these 2 quarterbacks here today.
It has been wonderful, but Michigan has not scored a touchdown in the second half. 28 points in the first half, only a field goal in the second half.
3rd down and 7. After the penalty against the Boilermakers. And now Brees changes it up. Brees Stratton, and he sees one man, and now they have to take a timeout. That game clock was winding down on him, and he'll come on over.
And it's almost, in this type of game, it is a shot clock, because, boy, they're just throwing it up.
Well, you know, we go back, and my partner Gary Danielson has been saying this for some time, and I really questioned him, but I'm beginning to think he might have something. He says, when you fall behind by a lot of points, don't rush for the 2-point conversion. And that's what Purdue did when they were trying to come back. Now, this was the first one, and it simply got stuffed at the goal line. Now, the second one, they needed to tie the score just moments ago, and you will see the tight end who's open. He slips. And so right now, Purdue trails it 31-29, and your point is just keep kicking the extra points.
I think it is. You know, nothing wrong with 7 points in a game. It's a long game. These fourth quarters have a way of shaking out, and points are points early in the game. I like to just take them. You look at a huge graphic right there for Drew Brees. He says he doesn't care, but you know he does. It eats at him. He's never beat some of the elite teams in this conference. He wants to put it away.
And on the other side of the field, number 7 waits his turn. 2:17 to go. Michigan with a pair of timeouts right now.
2 games, 2 comeback wins for Drew Henson. He might have to do it again.
3rd down and 7.
The wild card in this formation is the running of Brees. It forces Michigan to play it honest.
And again, they shift Stratton in for extra protection. Quick fire on the slants, incomplete on the rallies, and the pass was high. And here comes Travis Dorsch.
Yep, it was one of the 4 throws Drew Brees has thrown all game, behind the receiver and high.
Now, Dorsch made a 24-yarder way back in the first quarter. That concluded Purdue's first drive after a would-be touchdown pass was dropped in the back of the end zone. This will be a 32-yard attempt by the young man from Montana. His holder is Ben Smith. For the lead. Hold it. No good. So Travis Dorsch misses the 32-yarder, and Michigan holds a 31-29 lead. 2:11 left on the clock.
This is a rental car. It's just a car, not even your car. So what's the big difference when you're choosing? Price. You search, get the rates, and what you're really looking for is a great car at a low rate. That's thrifty. Just the things you'd expect from a worldwide car rental company. Things like great cars, great service, airline miles, Blue Chip Express program, the works, and at a low rate. So the next time you need a rental car, call Thrifty. Just what you want, just Thrifty.
Carry a crowd in the average compact SUV? That's a laugh. The Dodge Durango is different. It gives you best-in-class seating for 8 with the available 3rd seat. So getting all your friends in is an exercise in comfort, not comedy. Durango. Different. And just right.
Remember college?
I bet you do.
I bet you do.
Remember the highs, the lows,
The pressure.
the party?
Are you kidding me? You're going to risk your hard-earned cash
Take food off your table. Off your table?
betting on
18-year-old kids?
kids.
You might as well.
Throw your money away.
Fool.
Fool.
So watch our games for this kind of
This kind of action.
not this.
Not this.
Because if you're banking on me,
To make your day?
don't bet on it. Don't bet on it.
A lot of little things went wrong here, Gary.
Nothing was perfect here, and the kick was bad. Snap was a little low. Holder did a good job on it, but then Dorsch kind of felt that pressure and pulled it wide, and no one has gone up to him yet, and he may get it back again. Purdue has 2 timeouts left.
So Michigan, 1st and 10, coming out from the 20-yard line. Thomas is stuffed. And the linesman says timeout, and again it is a kicking problem that has come back to haunt Purdue. 6 punting problems alone over the last 3 weeks. And if you go back to their game against the Fighting Irish, this was this block of the Dorsch punt, and then the bad snap, although Purdue did prevail against Minnesota. And finally, last week against Penn State, pressure from the middle. no chance to get the punt away. And now the misfiring of the field goal here just moments ago. And Travis Dorsch is wide left, and this is the young man who suffered the pain after last year's Outback Bowl against Georgia, when the Bulldogs put on that spirited comeback and he couldn't nail one down in Florida late. So now Michigan must kill 203, but the Purdue defense with a good hold on first down. Nobody lonelier in the world right now than that young man. Second down and 9.
Has to keep his head in it. Might get another shot. No, at the end of that drive, Brandon, wasn't just a kicker either. Remember, it was 3rd and a yard. They jump off sides, and then Drew Brees throws an inaccurate pass to force the field goal. Kind of a meltdown by the Boilermakers when they had the game ready to be put away.
Bellamy's in motion. Hits and gives it to him, and he's stuffed, but breaks the tackle, and then can't get back to the line of scrimmage. Ralph Turner.
And not only that, Purdue had to use a timeout with a delay of game. 3 critical mistakes, and they had a chance to make the game a 1-point lead.
But you know what? It's not over.
Oh, no.
They've stopped Michigan on 2 plays. Here comes a 3rd down. And remember, Brees and Purdue can stop the clock, unlike the NFL, on first down.
Yes. Purdue has no timeouts remaining in the game. I don't know. What do you do? If you're Lloyd Carr, you got to think. You're on your own 19-yard line. You've got a great talent at quarterback. Do you put it in the air? I think you have to.
He's thinking about it. We'll be right back.
What happened to me this year?
A suspect jumped on me and tried to strangle me.
I defended a man with a bug fetish.
Because of me, a police officer was found not guilty of a murder I know he committed.
I dated a guy who killed several people, even tried to kill me.
I was kidnapped by a former client.
And I surprised my fiancé with a very private wedding.
On home plate in Fenway Park.
And it only gets better. It's a whole new season of the Emmy-winning drama. The Practice season premieres Sunday 10/9 Central on ABC. Welcome back.
Back and forth we go with these 2 coaches, Lloyd Carr and Joe Tiller, with decisions to make, and Lloyd has to decide, does he gamble or does he keep it on the ground, keep the clock moving?
You feel run. I feel a quarterback like this doesn't come around very often. Give him a chance. The formation looks like a run formation.
I keep the clock moving and punt it. And you're right. Hinson on a roll, fires high. That stops the clock.
I was just right in the call. I don't know if the strategy was right. Funny type of a call on 3rd down. I would have just rather had Drew Hinson drop back and throw the ball. Would have been my preference.
Clock is stopped. 1:52 now. Epstein to punt. Sutherland. He's a nifty return guy. So it is up to the Gunners from Michigan
now
to get downfield.
Now Travis puts his helmet back on, the field goal kicker, so they might
get a second chance. High punt by Epstein. Good one. Sutherland to the 40. Drew Brees and Purdue are 60 yards away. 1:41. They're out of timeouts. Only first downs will stop the clock. Larry Foote comes down for the punt team that time and makes the play. What a fine player he is.
So eerie talking to Drew Brees yesterday and Joe Tiller about tight football games. Joe was very honest when he said, I just don't think our guys are comfortable in tight games. He said, let it go. We should be comfortable in these games. A chance to beat Michigan in the 4th quarter with 2 minutes to go. We should revel in that opportunity, and he has it.
Brees sprints, cuts back away, and slides towards the first down.
Michigan did a good job of keeping him from a first down, though.
I'm not sure they did, Gary. The clock has stopped. It's very close.
Really? Oh,
they're moving to change. That's a first down. That's why they stopped it at 1:32 now. At the 49-yard line.
Receivers have plays on their wrist. They're checking them. He's calling them by number.
Good blocking, good protection. Got to stop the clock, and he does. He was out of the pocket, looked back, and nobody was open, Gary.
Yeah, since Michigan has changed their tactics and strategy in this game, they've bottled up the Purdue pass offense just like Penn State and Notre Dame has. The receivers aren't open, and Drew Brees, with plenty of time to throw, is not finding easy throws now.
Here's your second down and 10 coming up for Purdue. 119 mark. Now, these other games will be starting just as soon as we run off this 119. We'll be going right away to your game.
Sit down and enjoy this one, huh?
Now Brees, middle, complete, but not a first down. Clock's going to continue to run, and Purdue's got to hurry. Purdue's got to hurry because A.T. Simpson did not get a first down on the reception. They need about a yard, and the clock is down to about 1 minute. Now Brees waits. There's the first down, and the clock is stopped with 53 seconds to go as he comes to Standiford on the sideline.
How about that one? Come to the true freshman in a critical throw of the game. Puts it right there for the first down in 53 seconds. Plenty of time. But if you're Drew Brees or Joe Tiller, I think you got to start thinking touchdown here now. You can't just say Dorsch is going to kick the field goal. That's not a gimme. The guy's got something wrong with it right now. The technique isn't right. Pump and run right across the field.
Here's Brees. Sideline. Sutherland stops the clock at the 31-yard line. 50 seconds to go. And Travis Dorsch over there. Conversation with a coach. 1 of 2 today. Just missed the 32-yarder. Made a 24 earlier. That was way back in the first quarter.
Remember, it's got to be tough on his head. He missed last week against Penn State.
Second down 5 at the 31.
Second down and 5. The ball at the Wolverine 31-yard line. Here's Brees. Stands tall. Got the first down. He'll stop the clock. Sutherland at the 21-yard line. 45 seconds.
He'll ground it.
And he may have caught the 12th man.
Absolutely.
He caught the 12th man. There's the flag.
Absolutely.
I believe it. And Drew Brees saw him trying to get off the field, and he quickly sent it down. There were too many men on the snap. He caught him before he got off.
He did. Michigan tried to change it. You know what? Purdue had 12 men on the field, too, because Joe Tiller was out to the numbers, pointing it out. Joe was running out there saying they had 12 men out there. Michigan gambled, tried to change their personnel on first down, and they got burned.
On the defense, player to get off the field in time. 5 down, 10.
Here they go, trying to leave the field right there. They never got out of the snap.
With Jack Arute, Gary Danielson, I'm Brad Musburger. Final 44 seconds of Purdue, Michigan. Purdue trailing it by 2 points, driving on Michigan. This is a 1st and 5 after the penalty at the 17-yard line. Here's Lowe on the run. Nothing doing. They don't get the first down. Clock runs.
They're going to have
Anthony Jordan. They got to stop this clock.
They're going to ground it and kick the field goal. They tried to run the ball to the right that time, and Lowe cut back. Officials will clean it up, and then they'll start the clock. And Michigan takes a timeout. Very, very smart.
So 23 seconds, and you just imagine the thoughts in this young man's head. But at least he said, I'm getting a second chance.
Right.
That's all you can ask for in this situation is a second chance, and he's about to get it.
If you're Joe Tiller, you can't take the gamble that you can run the ball and get off 2 plays. You wonder right now if you might kick it now or throw the ball into the end zone might be the other strategy.
I'm going to go back to that last snap. I'm surprised they tried right there to run it.
Well, I think they tried to center it in the middle of the field for the field goal, and then they were going to ground it. He went the wrong way. Right. Let's look at the last one by Travis Dorsch right here, friends. Snap, slightly low. The holder leans it, I think, the wrong direction. He leans it out towards the kicker, which produces a hook type of a live line like that, and misses it left. Just exactly why you're supposed to pull the ball to you if you're a holder.
Well, Ben Smith is his holder. He'll have a few nerves right now, too, won't he? So we have 23 seconds left, and it is second down, so it is still time for Brees to take a shot downfield.
Yeah, or center the ball on a run and come up and ground the ball might be the other strategy. I would do, I might just kick so to bobble the snap. You'd have two of them like Georgia Tech did.
So here's Brees under center. He's going to center it himself, but now they're going to stop the clock.
Well, they'll be fine. Line up, drop the ball. Shouldn't give any time. Drew Brees should run it down to 3 seconds. You don't want Drew Henson with time.
We won't have much time.
That's right.
And here they come. A second chance.
Not many people get a mulligan in the same game.
Just about the same distance, maybe a yard longer, folks. This looks like it's going to be about 33. As Michigan wants to try a little ice and talk about it. And, of course, we'll be going to these games. Ohio State, Wisconsin, Nebraska, Iowa State, North Carolina State, Clemson, which should be a great one. Arizona, USC. The loneliness of Travis Dorsch.
Yeah. Think about Drew Brees. He's never beat Ohio State. He's never beat Wisconsin. He's never beaten Michigan. He's got a chance with a kick to win a game and stay alive in the Big Ten championship run. He said to us yesterday, Brent, if we run the table, we're going to win it. He's right.
We opened the day talking about the kicking game problem here, and now we come to an end, and it will be a kicking situation. And it looks like Timmy Stratton is bending over the ball to snap it. Ben Smith, the holder. And here comes Travis Dorsch, officially 33 yards. You'll get a perfect view of it from the end zone camera. This time he's good. So Travis Dorsch puts Purdue ahead, 32-31 with 4 seconds left on the clock.
If Drew Brees would have lost one more yard, it would not have been good. It was moving out of the goalpost area. In fact, the Michigan defenders thought he missed it. It was very close. He hooks it, but not as bad. And he sneaks it inside there, I think. I can't tell. I can't get depth on it, but you got to trust the official was right there. Very, very close. Joe Tiller says, give me one. I got 6 bad ones and 1 good one. Drew thought he missed it. There's a lot of players that thought that ball was kicked wide.
And now, here comes the band play. Here comes the Music City Miracle.
Right.
Here comes whatever Michigan's got in its bag of tricks. 4 seconds to go now, and Dorsch will kick it on the ground. And it'll begin. That's a forward. This game's over, ladies and gentlemen. Purdue has won it. Purdue wins, and for the first time in Drew Brees' fabulous career, he beats one of the big boys. 32-31. Purdue a winner. For Jack Arute and Gary Danielson, I'm Brent Musburger. We hope you enjoyed this instant classic from the Big Ten. Purdue's a comeback winner.